The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn!
You are watching The DL Show on Dave's Guitar Channel.
All righty, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday, May 1st. We are in May. Today's my mom's birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday, Mom.
My mom hit the ripe old age of 85 today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I would say she's insane. However, I would say that no different from when she was 35.
My mom would have been 84.
Today? Oh, she was born in
No,
40?
no. She was born, 40.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean her birthday was today, but I meant like if she were alive today, she was born in 40. All right. So it is Wednesday, May 1st. Let's see what else is happening. I didn't hear from Joe yet, so I'm assuming he's on his way. Matt won't be here this evening, and then I didn't hear from anyone else, so I'm assuming people will be showing up when they show up, as they do. Today, I'll be enjoying a Diet Sunkist Zero Sugar. I don't love these.
Town vanilla seltzer.
Not finished mushroom story. Greetings, DL Nation. Not finished mushroom story. Hey now, Jan. So, Jan, you missed my Dr. Wu lesson, huh? That was weird that you said that. I was like, man, I thought you saw that back in the day. Are you with me, Dr. Wu? A lot of cool chords in that. You know, a lot of slash type chords. And I mean slash chords as there's a slash in the chord name, not that Saul Hudson would be playing them. Right? These are slash chords. These are songs only used in Guns N' Roses. No, but they're great chords. Great song. I have a couple of lessons coming out soon. Peter Sellers and Murder by Death. This conversation, like television on honeymoon, highly unnecessary. Thanks, Jan. Oh, T-Boys, now you're speaking my language. Peter Allen doing I Go to Rio with the maracas in his hand is
Not
great.
Gay, huh? Not gay at all.
Oh, my. No, completely straight. Completely straight. Speaking of completely straight, I was enjoying an episode of Match Game today. I never realized that Charles Nelson Riley was gay. I'm joking, folks. The guy is gayer than anybody.
If you watch enough of those.
How's that for a topper? Oh, he's so gay. But it's great. He's excellent. But the
F-bomb gets dropped a couple times. I can't remember what episodes. And there was also one where at the beginning where they show the stars Richard Dawson was sitting next to Betty White, and Betty White was wearing this top with these strings on it. And then when it panned from him to Betty White, he went and he undid the strings on it.
Yeah.
Those are the good old days of TV.
Yeah. Thanks for showing that wonderful Betty White cleavage. Christ. Even as a kid, I wasn't interested. Yeah.
What are you
What's that?
That's
Why?
Cold Roses. Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
I think that's every conversation I've ever had with somebody. Why are you gay? It's actually every conversation somebody has with me when I tell them that I love the Barbra Streisand album, Guilty. I'm like, Guilty by Barbra Streisand is one of my favorite records. And then they usually lean into me with,
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
right? That's how it works out. And it's like, what? Because I love the love inside. Gotta have a little of a love inside. It's a fucking great tune. Fantastic Chicago lesson. Thank you, Everett. I love the song. We've been playing it now acoustic for 2 weeks. We really like playing it.
What song is that?
Beginnings by Chicago.
Oh.
When I'm with you. Saucy Jack says he's been watching old Name That Tune. I love Name That Tune. Now, here's a funny story. I had a neighbor when Bingham and I were roommates. Barry Gibb is great. When Bingham and I were roommates, Bingham one time was like, hey, did you hear all those gunshots last night? I'm like, no, I slept like a baby. What are you talking about? He's like, well, the neighbor downstairs went to the roof and was firing his gun from the roof. The police, the fire department came. I had no idea. I slept through the whole thing. Anyways, the guy who did it was a little off. And maybe a month later, I see him in the elevator and he starts talking to me and I tell him my name and he tells me his name and his last name is Oliver. And I said, Tommy Oliver and the orchestra, name that tune. And he was like, you know my dad? So this kid's father was Tommy Oliver from Name That Tune, which I thought was hysterical.
And if you remember, Kathy Lee Gifford was the singer on that.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think her name
And
was...
who was the piano player in the Tommy Oliver Orchestra?
Ooh. I do not know.
Joe Harnell, who's responsible for the Incredible Hulk ending theme. Ba, ba,
Yeah, I
ba,
thought that
ba.
name sounded familiar as soon as you
Yeah,
said
that's
that.
Joe Harnell. What do I think of Steve Vai playing with King Crimson? And would you go see them if they came to your town? So Steve Vai is really taking on part of the mainly the Robert Fripp stuff, which is really not Steve Vai playing Steve Vai, but Steve Vai basically playing a lot of the really out there patented stuff. But I love Tony Levin. And I love Adrian Belew, so I would go see them. I love those records. They're really doing like the Discipline, Three of a Perfect Pair, and Beat album stuff, which I love. I mean, those are my 3 favorite King Crimson records. I mean, I like some of the earlier ones. I love the first album with Greg Lake. I liked the Red album with John Wetton. But those 3 are my favorite. What is it?
They're playing at the Schubert.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Those are my 3 favorite King Crimson records. I really like it. And I actually really like the record that Fripp did with his wife in 90 called Sunday All Over the World. And if you guys can find that record, even the title track, Sunday All Over the World, let me try to think of what the hell's her name? Can you remember? Toya Wilcox. Toya Wilcox was the singer of this band. It was right when they met, I believe. Well, right when they either decided to get married and they put this band together called Sunday All Over the World. Man, back then there was so much great music to listen to. I can remember when I listened to that record and the old King Crimson stuff, I was listening to a lot of Ryuichi Sakamoto. He had a fantastic record called Neo Geo from like 87 that I loved. And In fact, in a lesson today with a student of mine, we were talking about some Eric Clapton songs, and we were talking about the two albums, Behind the Sun, and August. And on the album August is a song called Behind the Mask. And originally, that's a Ryuichi Sakamoto composition in his band, the Yellow Magic Orchestra. And Greg Phillinganes gave it to Michael Jackson for Thriller, and he wrote a song around it using the original Yellow Magic Orchestra's tracks. And Michael Jackson demoed it. But then they decided not to use it for Thriller. And so Greg Phillinganes, who was working with Clapton on the August album, gave it to Clapton, and Clapton sings the Michael Jackson lyrics over the Ryuichi Sakamoto song. And that's a great song. Neil Bambury says, I was working an account this afternoon where Rick Springfield is playing tomorrow. Got to talk with a couple of guys in his road crew. Oh, that's hilarious. I love Rick Springfield. I mean, I love his 80s records. Working Class Dog, Success Hasn't Spoiled Me Yet, Living in Oz, Tao, and Rock of Life. Those records are all fantastic. The Fripp record with Daryl
Tim Pierce. Yeah.
I know there's a Fripp record that David Bowie sings on, Pretty Pink Rose. I love Robert Fripp solo stuff. Oh Daddy and all that stuff was great. I also like the record Daryl Hall sings with Elvis.
Actually, it was Adrian Belew. Oh, Daddy.
What'd I say? That's what I meant. Adrian Belew. Who did I say?
Yeah. Fripp.
Fripp. Did I say Fripp? I'm sorry. I meant Adrian Belew. Oh Daddy and he's saying Fripp record, and I'm thinking Belew.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know it.
Yeah, Mr. Music Head was the name of that album.
Mr. Music Head, right? But the album after it with Pretty Pink Rose, something Lion or something. I like that one better.
Oh, yeah. I like the Lone Rhino. Came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
Big Electric Cat. Big Electric
I think it's
Cat.
Toya Saucy, not Tora. I'm looking to see if you could have misspelled it looking at my keyboard. Toya Wilcox.
Well, Saucy. Good.
But anyways, that Elvis Costello record, though, with Daryl Hall on it, she's not the only flame in town. Yeah, exactly, Hugh. The only flame in town. And I'll tell you right now, I'd be surprised if anyone except for me and Hugh know that tune in the chat. But I guarantee Hugh Caldwell knows The Only Flame in Town with Daryl Hall and Elvis Costello off the Goodbye Cruel World album from 1984. Great record. That was a great album. I like a lot of Elvis Costello's early stuff. I like the album before that one, Punch the Clock. And what's the name of the album where he does all the country covers? Oh, you guys like the Adrian? I see the Adrian Belew. My favorite stuff is either Discipline, Three of a Perfect Pair, or Beat.
Yeah, that's technically
I love him
not his album, but
no, I love him in King Crimson. Well, it is him, too. But he's writing the stuff with Fripp, and Fripp adds an element to his stuff that you can't remember. Is it Trust? Somebody tell me the name of the Elvis Costello record where he does all the country covers, like I Can Hardly Stand the Stand and Cigarettes Sitting in the Air. What's the name of that song?
Almost Blue.
Almost Blue. Thank you very much. What a good year for the roses. Good year for the roses. Thank you, Christopher Valdez. Yes. Yeah. Almost Blue's a fantastic record. Elvis Costello, by the way, if you're not a big Elvis Costello fan, I recommend you go out and buy This Year's Model or download it. This Year's Model from 1978. It's the first album with the Attractions and literally his second album, but it's a perfect record. Every song is awesome. It's fantastic. Now, if you get the CD version of it, you're going to get some extra cutouts that weren't on the album. And most are good. I think Tiny Steps is in there, but definitely I Don't Want to Go to Chelsea is fantastic. Elvis got punched by Bonnie Bramlett. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Elvis is great. Like I said, I love Elvis Costello. You know what record he hated? He hated the album Hotel California. So when they did the photo shoot for him being a photographer on the cover of this year's model, he wanted to look like he was pissed off and angry. So they were playing the song Hotel California during the photo shoot to give him a disgusted look.
I did not know that.
Sacred Songs is the Hall album that Fripp plays on. Oh, okay. So it's a Daryl Hall album that Robert Fripp plays on, not the other way around, because I thought he said that it was Elvis referred to Ray Charles as an N-word and Bonnie Bramlett punched him. Okay.
I'm just curious what the context was.
I don't know. I don't know. I would say that 90% of people in music have no idea who Bonnie Bramlett is. Because I always thought Delaney and Bonnie were terrible. Terrible. Never liked her. Never liked the
I'm gonna
band.
take this phone call.
God, well, just mute yourself. I can mute you. Hold on, I'll mute you. All right, you're muted. And folks, this is the part of the show you can now enjoy. If you're going to ever send a super chat, do it now while I have Krellbar on mute. This is for your enjoyment only. But yeah, so like I said, I don't know anything about Elvis was drunk at being obnoxious. Delaney and Bonnie were there, and a fight broke out. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a big Delaney and Bonnie fan. I have no idea. I don't know. I was talking about a Ray Charles song today in one of my lessons as well. We were talking about You Don't Know Me. That I actually prefer the Michael Grimm version of that song. Please discuss Frank Zappa if you're fans. I like Frank Zappa. Buddy Holly saying Waylon covered Mr. Dave the Game. Mr. Dave, what does that say? There's a heart in my way. I don't know why the fuck that, Mr. Dave. I'm a big Zappa fan. I mean, my favorite Zappa tune is probably like Cheapness. Although I love a lot of his stuff. I also got to tell you, I hate a lot of his stuff. I think like a lot of this stuff, like I have been in you. You've been in me too. I have been in and out of you. I think is so silly and just dopey. I think songs like Bobby Brown are terrible. Like, I don't care for what he considers his funny songs when they're done in like a 50s style. I hate it. It's just not for me.
He was too much into
back.
doo-wop.
Oh, you're back. Okay. Oh, you unmuted yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You took yourself off hold, as we like to say.
Well, I like Dangerous Kitchen.
You broke through hold. Dangerous Kitchen is a difficult jazz piece, which it's the dangerous kitchen. Anything can happen. And the stuff in the straigner's gonna mind of its own. Yeah, fantastic.
And jazz,
that's one of my favorite songs.
Party hats.
Yeah, those are my favorite stuff. What I'm talking about is I hate the songs like I like Disco Boy because there's an edge to it that I like. I also like Wind Up Working at a Gas Station. I love Black Napkins. I like that whole album, Zoota Lures, Hugh. The songs I don't like are, like Bobby Brown, I don't like. Anything like that. Jewish Princess, I think, is like...
I don't like Jazz from Hell.
He's trying to be funny, but it's like, I want a brazen little Jewish princess, la, 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 with bit and a hairdo that rinses. I don't want no troll. All right, now that part's funny. I just want a Yemenite hole. That's funny. But the problem is it's in the context of just a stupid 145, and that I don't like, or 1645, that he likes to play those 50s numbers. And but stuff like Cheapness is absolutely brilliant. Everything on Apostrophe and Overnight Sensation I love. Roxy and Elsewhere I love. I love the Grand Wazoo. The whole Grand Wazoo record. I don't mind Valley Girl, but I could understand somebody not liking it. I do like the title track of that album, The Ship Arriving Too Late to Save a Drowning Witch. I love Watermelon and Easter Hay. I like mostly everything on Joe's Garage because even though some of the songs are silly, like It Wasn't Very Large, there was just enough room. You know, it's a simple 145, but it tells a story that sets up the album. So I like it. It's not like it's just on its own as this silly piece.
Fembot in a wet t-shirt.
Love that. But it seems like I love the chords. I also like a lot of the stuff on. I think Them or Us is pretty good, but the album I Have Been in You. I like that album a lot, but that song I don't care for. What's the name of that record? You Are What You Is?
Shake Your Booty, I think. Was it on there? I Have Been in You.
For some reason, I'm thinking it's on You Are What You Is.
You may be right.
I might be wrong. But you just may be a lunatic. You're looking for...
I had it right. It's on Shake Your Booty.
Okay, so Shake Your Booty.
Shake Your Booty, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I've Been in You. What's the opening track on You Are What You Is?
Is it the title song? You Are What You Is.
I think that's later, for like 4 or 5.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Let's see.
I just remember there's some songs on You Are What You Is where I'm like, this has some great stuff, this has some bad stuff. But yeah, no, some people are like, man, Zappa, if you love Zappa, you gotta love all
Teenage Wind.
Oh yeah.
Harder Than Your Husband.
Hobnobbing with the Goblin is what's that song called?
Goblin Girl.
Goblin Girl's terrible. What's after Goblin Girl?
Theme from the Third. It's cut off. I can't remember. Theme from the Third Movement is Sinister Footwear.
Sinister Foot, right. What's after that?
That would be these fucking long titles.
Because Ike Willis has a string of songs that he sings on in this record.
Okay, Society Pages. And
Yo lady. I like Society Pages. It's stupid, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Beauty Knows No Pain.
Yeah, keep going. How about Charlie's Enormous Mouth?
That's next.
Charlie's Enormous Mouth. And what's after that? And okay, this is the run of Ike Willis songs. I do doubters, but I like that part of the record.
Then
yeah, I don't care for that one so
much.
Then
You Are What You Is.
Yeah, you know what you are. You are what you with. What is it?
Mud Club.
Yeah. Nah.
The Meek Shall Inherit Nothing.
Right.
Dumb
like I said, he's hit and miss with me. If you go to the early stuff, like actually, you could go from Hot Rats to me is the first brilliant Zappa record. I mean, I think some of the earlier stuff's interesting. I don't find it brilliant. I think Hot Rats is a brilliant record, and everything from Hot Rats probably up until 1981. You Are What You Is what year? Is that 81 or 82?
I think it's 82.
Yeah, either way, that's like probably the last of what I consider the really great. I think Them or Us with Steve Vai is okay, with Stevie spanking and all that stuff.
His name is Stevie Vai.
Yeah, again, it's just a little silly for my taste. Studio Tan falls in where I'm saying, because Studio Tan is like 78.
It's 1981. You were right the first time.
It was 81. Okay, so that's where I put it. Like 81 was probably 81, 82 is like the end for me for where the Zappa stuff I fall off. Although I will say I really enjoy the album from 84 5-ish called Meets the Mothers of Prevention,
Oh, okay.
where he takes the sample of the congressional hearings. I like that a lot.
I didn't like Jazz from Hell though. That was annoying.
No.
And
not
of course, he
great.
won a Grammy for it.
Yeah, well, the Grammys don't mean anything.
exactly.
Any of these music accolades, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is completely meaningless. And I get a kick out of these people like, Kiss is going to play, but the full band won't play. Who cares? It's the gayest organization, like Aretha Franklin's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Give me a fucking break. That's not rock and roll. It's R&B. What's the most rock and roll song she did? I Knew You Were Waiting with fucking George Michael. Now, don't get me wrong. I love George Michael. I think he's fantastic. Although that song is very gay. He was gay, there's no problem with that. However, here's one of the earliest MTV interviews with George Michael. Let me put this up here.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Next one, it said, George, why are you black?
Yeah, that was
black.
J.J. Jackson from MTV interviewing George Michael, if you guys didn't realize. George Michael was feeling under the weather. He said he wasn't feeling right. He was feeling like a short-haired black woman from Africa. So Johnny, I don't know if you guys know who Johnny Kramer is. Some of you people in my chat know who he is. Some of you people won't know who he is. And if you do know who he is, you should no. So he's constantly like he does these things about crime on his show, and he's just constantly talking about cases that no one has interest in. I mean, I guess there's this underworld of people that love talking about the same cases over and over. But the last couple of days, he's been playing Black Ops on one of the video games.
PlayStation.
So I wrote to him, and I was like, I don't even know if he got my joke. I'm like, listen. Google is very woke. They don't want you to say that anymore. They want you to call it African American Ops. And he's like, no, the game's called Black Ops.
Black Ops matter.
Black Ops. Like he's telling me the game's called Black Ops. Like I can't figure out. I know I made up the joke. It's fucking funny. What do you mean the game's called Black Ops? No shit, it's called Black Ops.
Talking about crime. You watched that chapter lately?
I haven't watched that chapter.
You
lately.
should. He travels to Boston, and he gets all the juicy details from a former police detective from Boston.
Oh, I saw the it came up, but I didn't click on it. It's so funny. What they try to get me to watch and what I watch, I've been enjoying these guys who are reviewing decks of cards. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, the U.S. playing card company, but there's a company that they make cards for called Theory 11. And I've just been enjoying with their playing cards. And I'm trying to think what else I've been watching, but I haven't clicked on much crime stuff.
Same here.
Yeah, it's boring. It gets boring after a while. The problem is that when you watch these cases fold, it's like either they get it right or they get it wrong. But it's like I don't care that much. I don't have any. What's the word I'm looking for? I have no skin in the game. You know what I mean? Just like when you see these guys, I'll tell you what I do a lot on YouTube is I click on the video for a long time on my Apple TV, and then I hit don't ever recommend me this channel. And I do this when I see somebody saying, you've been holding the pick wrong for years. Get rid of it. Marty Schwartz recently has been doing shorts with some girl guitar player who I have no idea who it is. And one of the videos was she, and again, I was like, don't ever show me one of his shorts again. she was explaining that no one really taught her how to hold a pick. And I'm like, this is a fucking video. Fuck off, the two of you. Fuck off.
It's funny you mentioned that. I actually saw a technique video popped up in my feed and I watched a little of it. And the first thing he said was he showed a bunch of famous guitar players. And he says, they all hold their picks different. This is to show you that it doesn't really matter how you hold the pick. It's whatever's comfortable.
Yeah, great video. Great video. Make a video about how to hold a pick and then say it right in the beginning, this video is stupid. This video is a waste of time, but I just want to let you know that in the beginning.
Well, that's not
yeah. I know it's the guy who talks about holding it at a certain angle. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, that's Troy Grady.
Yeah, it's just awful. I can't stand when guys talk about guitars, vintage guitars. I'll tell you, I was trying to watch a video, and I don't know what Rick Derringer has against Eric Clapton. But, I enjoy to see because on this show, I don't hold back. I don't sit there and say that I think George Lynch is a great guitar player because I don't. And I don't care. And if George Lynch ever said to me, well, who are you? And he says, let's cut heads. Sure, we can cut heads. I don't fear you. I don't think you're good. In fact, I think you're terrible. So I don't hold anything back. Although I do love the Dokken album with Alone Again, Tooth and Nail. Although your guitar tone stinks and the recording stinks. And I blame you for that. But the thing is, I like when people speak with candor. So Rick Derringer had a video, and apparently he does not like Eric Clapton. And he says, I don't want to talk about Eric Clapton. And then he said, my mother told me if I have nothing nice to say about someone, I shouldn't say anything at all. So I'm not going to say anything at all. And I was surprised. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed knowing that here's someone publicly saying he doesn't like him. Now, I don't care if you like him as a player or not. I mean, he's fine. I like him as an artist. I don't know. I've met him a few times, waved to him a few times when he lived on my street. I never had an issue with him. Do I think he's one of the greatest guitar players of all time? No. Is he in my top 100? No. I bashed your childhood. Well, let me tell you, when I was a kid, I loved George Lynch. I've watched him play other things, and over the years, I've watched him play, and I think he sounds like a guy with Tourette's. It's always like this jerky, and it's like lots of effects, lots of distortion, not a lot of substance. And I don't like what and over time, I've learned to hate his note choices, that it's all flash with no substance. So I don't like it. I've seen him live a few times, play with other guitar players, mainly like, what's the guy who I like there? Paul Gilbert. And Gilbert's like 10 times the player. He's a real player. Like Gilbert, I feel like if you sit to Paul Gilbert, listen, play me a 7-sharp 9, play me a 9-sharp 11 chord. He'll play it. I think George Lynch will look at you and just be like, can I just play an A minor run? Yeah, is that all you do? So I'm not big on George Lynch. I'm not big on there's players I love, players that I like. What can I say? There's some fantastic players out there, and there's some players that never get any. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know him personally. As far as musically goes, as far as when the jab was going on and he was talking out about against the jab, I liked him. I liked what he had to say there. I don't know what he says about Israel or anything like that. I mean, I could tell you if you're going to talk politics, there's nobody I hate more than Roger Waters. He's a fucking vapid idiot. But, when you're talking about music, no one's really talking about Roger Waters. I mean, Pink Floyd had some great records, and there's some great writing in there. But as a player, I don't think anyone gives a shit. No one gives a fuck about any of these musicians' political views. No one cares. They don't want to hear that. They think they have something to tell you, but they don't. No one gives a shit. Yeah, well, he's trying to emulate a tremolo. Well, yeah, Waters sucks. And, they're all, brainwashed. I mean, most people are brainwashed idiots. Yeah, Mellencamp is one of those guys where he's like, well, the guy was right in the audience, and he says, shut up and play your songs. Nobody came to hear the fucking leftist communist ramblings of John Cougar Melendouche. No one cared. They just want to hear fucking Jack and Diane. Play Jack and Diane. Play. Meanwhile, he has a song called I Fought Authority. Oh, really? You are part of the machine, you fucking leftist douchebag. You're part of the fucking machine. Like Rage Against the Machine is the biggest bunch of fucking turncoats you could ever see. Oh, you're so against the machine. When they tell you to get a shot, you're like telling people, you don't care about people. Gay.
You're killing
Here's
grandma.
my interview with Zach De La Roca and Tom Morello.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Never gets old.
Thank you very much, folks. This video will last 5 minutes on YouTube before they pull it. Anyways, yeah. It's nobody wants to hear. I mean, I can't. How many? YouTube found that out pretty early, right? U2 was out there. This is not a rebel song. We're singing. We're trying to get. It's like, okay, great. Shut the fuck up. And then the fucking record label's like, why don't you shut up and get out there and make hit records and shut the fuck. Now they're out there just fucking. It's a beautiful day. That's right. That's right. Nobody wants to hear your fucking opinions of society. Thank you, Fez. Thank you. Yeah, today's one of my ranting days. Oh yeah. Yeah, the Dixie Chicks. These people are stupid. Look, and I honestly, if somebody wants to have a discussion one-on-one with me politically, and I will more than happy do that. But Terry Kath makes my top 100. I love him.
Mm.
But honestly, if you're out there playing music and that's your shtick, shut up and play music. And don't be like, I'm a person too. You might be, but that's not what you're here. You're an entertainer. If you're a comedian, you're supposed to be a clown to amuse people. That's what you do.
Mm.
If you're a musician, you're a fucking poor SOB playing music for the people, for the fans. You play for them.
Yeah, plenty of time to be a person when you're not performing.
You don't sit there on stage and sit there and tell people, hey, everybody, you should be paying 10 times more what you're paying in gasoline because it's evil. Now, excuse me while I take a helicopter to my jet and fuck off. Right? That's how it is. That's the world. Taylor Swift got all pissed off at some dude who was tracking her plane saying, you're fucking talking about climate change and wanting to stop gas ovens. You're flying a jet everywhere you fucking go. You fucking miserable cunt.
Hey, that's a Rhode Island native you're picking on there.
Is she a Rhode Island native? Now
Yeah,
it's
she
starting
lives
to
in
make
Westwood.
sense. These people from Rhode Island, folks.
She's right on the Connecticut border, so I say she's in Connecticut.
Pam, what's happening? Haven't seen you in a long time. True dat. Yeah, I'm telling you. So anyways, like I said, and when people come on here, they're probably sitting there watching this in the chat and they're thinking, Dave, I don't want to hear your politics. I don't care. You're not here to take a lesson from me. This is my show where I get to rant and talk about stuff. So anyways, this shit comes on my YouTube all the time. And it's annoying. But I like, if someone's talking about guitar stuff, like I look at like all that stuff like religion and diet, nutrition, everything they've told us about everything's a lie. They could sit there and tell you, oh, meat's going to kill you. Really? That's funny because they ate it for 250,000 years before they introduced one fucking thing.
You need to eat bugs.
Yeah, you need to, yeah, all that stuff. They lie to you about everything. And then it's like they sit there and say, oh, well, the whole global warming thing. You don't believe in global warming? I believe in global warming. I believe in global cooling. How do you think we got out of 5 ice ages, you dumb fuck?
Well,
There was no industry then. We got colder and the earth heated up without any industry and the ice melted. Wow.
We're coming
you
off.
fucking morons.
We're coming off a small ice age. already
Yeah.
because I mean, the ice caps are melting. Yeah, well, the ice used to be all the way down to Toronto.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's
now
just it's stupidity
it's receding.
101.
Yeah,
And they, it's the brainwash. But they were only interested in the tax. We just want to figure out a way we can tax you.
yeah.
And then they tell you, like in the summertime, try not to run your AC for the grid. Oh, really? But everyone's supposed to be powering their electric car. You fucking
Yeah.
assholes. You
Here's
fucking
something
morons.
else. AI. Everyone's worried about AI. Don't worry about too much. Not in our lifetime, because the amount of power it takes from the grid, it'll never survive. It's like we don't have the power grid to support it. So this whole Skynet thing's not going to happen in our lifetime.
Oh, thank God, because I was trying to find John Connor.
Yeah.
No, John, what's his name?
Yeah.
Is it Connor?
Yeah.
He took his mother's name, that fag? Here's an interview with John Connor.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Well, she probably had a name from a previous marriage. She was a single.
Anyways, let me tell you, this is the only political conversation that I really enjoy having. And this guy I want to run for president as well.
You think it's fucking funny. It's not fucking funny.
Here's my boy Beetlejuice. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Like I said, so I was watching this. What's his name? Rick Derringer is selling a bunch of guitars. Oh, by the way, so Neil Bambury, you're a Beetlejuice fan. You guys may also remember when Eric the Midget was on Stern. You guys remember when Stern was good before he was a Democrat shill?
Mm-hmm.
Giving an interview to fucking Biden. What a fucking homo. Anyways, they had Eric the Midget was watching a lot of American Idol, and he was in love with Catherine McPhee. You familiar with this? Anybody? And
Who
so
was in love with Catherine McPhee?
Eric the Midget.
Oh, really?
So they would have Blue Iris call Eric the Midget. And you know who Blue Iris is? She's like the old lady that sounds like she's drunk.
There were so many characters.
Oh, and she would call Eric the Midget, and she'd be like, Eric, I want you to rub my pussy, you filthy midget. And he'd be like, who's this? It's Catherine McPhee. And he's like, Blue Iris, this isn't funny. Tell Stern this isn't funny. Who's Stern? I'm Catherine McPhee. It's gold. It's gold. And then and then he calls her back and he hangs up and he calls up one more time and she goes, fuck you, you midget. I'm going to go fuck Taylor Hicks.
Soul Patrol.
High pitch Eric is high pitch. Hey, Howard. That was high pitch Eric. Eric the Midget who later became Eric the actor. Let's see what, a little Pesci clip. Anyways, it's hilarious. If you guys get the chance to listen to the Eric the Midget phone calls, those are on YouTube. I'll go to sleep to that. I watch a lot of John Wolfe still playing video games. He does a lot of like he talks about the paranormal stuff, which again is another thing I find ridiculous. These people, it's like, oh, this is so real. If it's real, then why are you faking it? Like, if it wasn't, you know what I mean? You don't have to fake it if it's real.
Who's that guy that voices over videos? He says, yeah, here's a real winner here. It's like, they must have done this and this and that. I forget the channel. He's been popping up in my feed lately.
Well, George Norrie is the replacement for Art Bell. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Thanks. You are right back to Derringer. Thanks for grounding me there, Bob. Bob Worth Solvine. I don't know what that name is, but it's like Bobcat Goldthwait. Bob O'Rath Solvine. Wasn't there a guitar player with that last name? Red Solvane? Or is that Solvane? Red something. I forget.
Volkert?
Oh, that's funny, Neil. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, when Blue Iris does Catherine McPhee, I'm crying. I don't remember John DeBellis' wife. I don't know who John DeBellis is. Anyways, going back to Derringer. So Derringer's selling a bunch of guitars, and he's telling this story how he bought the very first prototype Explorer from George Gruen. And he's selling his guitars, but he's telling this story of how he saw this guitar when he was 9 years old. He bought it from George Gruen for $1,500. He then sold it for $15,000. Then the guy had it for 1 point something million. Either way, he's going on about this, and I'm like, yeah, everybody knows it's the prototype, with the funky headstock. We get it. And I was wondering why he was telling this story, and then he's like, so when you buy one of my used instruments, you just don't know what the actual So in other words, he's setting it up like you could pay $25,000 for one of his guitars and turn around and pay $2.5 million. Like no one in these days, it's that crazy. No, that's not going to happen. I see you got a 50s strap back there. That whatever the price is, it's going to go up with the price of the guitar. It's not like it's this one-off thing like his Gibson story. But I got a kick out of that. He was like, so you never know what these things are going to be worth when you buy them. Yeah, you do. You sure as hell do. And just because you didn't know what that Explorer was worth in 1971 and the market exploded in 1980 and then again in 1990, it's like, come on. People know now what this stuff's worth, where it's going. And I would say if you bought like a prototype Charvel from 1984, you might be able to pick it up for nothing these days. And maybe that'll go increase in price at some point, depending on what history happens and if someone brings back the Charvel looks. But they're being made so many mass making of them, no one even cares. Les Pauls don't look right with the reverse headstock. How can a headstock on a Les Paul be reversed? It's 3 and 3. Yes, Red Sovine. Okay, that was his name. He's a great player. I love the chicken pickers. I do like a Les Paul, and if I would have Gibson make me one like my own, they'd say, hey, Dave, we want to give you a Les Paul model. I would have them make me a Les Paul with a maple fingerboard, maple neck. And I would want the headstock that's on the Pat Martino guitar, not a traditional Les Paul headstock. That would be, and I would want a wheel at the base of the neck. I don't want a truss rod in the neck coming out of the headstock. Yeah, I mean, all Rick Beato did was take a guitar, put a color on it, and call it the Rick Beato model. I don't think there was anything that was done to it. I would do different things to it. Number one, I would want stainless frets on the guitar. I'd want the frets to go over the binding, not under the binding. I would.
By the way, I had to look that up. That guy I was talking about that commented on the video, Joey B. Tunes. You ever watch his? Yeah,
but that wasn't a Les Paul. That was an Explorer, and it's a V heads. It's a V. What are you saying now?
Oh, that commenter I was talking about on YouTube, the one I followed, shows up in my feed. Joey B. Tunes.
I don't know.
Those are pretty funny.
Is anyone familiar with the channel called Almost Human?
Nope.
So Almost Human is a really big Kiss fan. He seems like a nice enough guy. Because he's a Kiss fan, I will say he's a knucklehead. A complete knucklehead. So he has people like they donate and give him super chats and ask him to do to compare albums, which album's better. And I've seen him do like a couple of Kiss albums against, like he did Creatures of the Night versus, I think, Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dynasty's a much better album.
Yep.
But you know, he was leaning towards Creatures of the Night, but then he scored more higher points for Dynasty, and the way he does it is fucked up. Either way, he comes up in my feed every now and then, but I refuse to click on any of his videos because I think his opinions are horrible. And that's all right, because that's what opinions are. They're your opinions. But he put Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath up against Kiss Rock and Roll Over. And for me, I'm like, no, Rock and Roll Over you can throw in the toilet compared to Heaven and Hell.
I'm curious.
Heaven and Hell is probably in the top 20 greatest albums of all time. Rock and Roll Over might be in the top 500.
If he compares Unmasked to The Elder, which one wins? Is the better album?
Unmasked is better than The Elder. Way better.
Yeah,
Torpedo Girl, Talk to Me.
I say they both stink.
Oh, they're both terrible. But I'm telling you which one's better. How does that work when you have to refret a guitar when it's under the binding? So you have to remove the fret, you have to file out the binding, and then you have to put the fret over the binding. Or you have to if you want it refretted under the binding, you have to rebind the guitar after you fret it. Yeah, I mean, how do you sit there and justify saying, I'm going to put Rock and Roll Over and compare it to Heaven and Hell?
Which is probably...
Oh, yeah. Take Me. Will you pull up Rock and Roll Over? Let's discuss these songs on this album.
Okay, let's see. Rock and Roll
No, the fret binding, it's just the way Gibson did it. They always thought, like, I don't know what their thinking is. I think it's better under the... I think if you refret like stainless frets over the binding, then the binding itself kind of acts as a blockage for the fret edge to ever give you those dingy fret ends. It's a better system in my opinion.
Okay,
either way. Okay, what's song 1 on Rock and Roll Over?
I want you.
Okay, the Alive 2 version is better than the slowed, very gay 12-string. In the morning, I raise my head, and I'm thinking of day. Gay song. Now, hold on. I'm just going to put every song up against the worst song on Heaven and Hell, Lady Evil. Can we all agree Lady Evil's the worst song on Heaven and Hell?
I don't think it's bad. But...
I didn't say it was bad. I said it's the worst song on Heaven and Hell.
Lady Evil.
My favorite part of the song is it goes, she can't stand the light. It's fucking gold. There's a lady I know who feeds on darkness. She can't stand the light. Oh, it's fucking gold. Dio's gold. All right. So we got Lady Evil as the worst song. Well, let me just say this. You just say, is Lady Evil better than Heaven and Hell?
No.
Is it better than Neon Nights?
No fucking way.
Is it better than Children of the Sea?
Nope.
Okay, so it's the worst song on side 1 so far. Side 2, is it better than Die Young?
No.
Is it better than Wishing Well?
No.
Is it better than It's a long road to nowhere. Lonely is the word.
No, definitely not better than that.
Okay, so, and what's the only other song left? It's we did Die Young. We did Walk Away. Is it better than Walk Away? Just lift your head and walk
Oh, I don't think I've heard that song since the album came out.
Love isn't money. Oh, I love that song. Okay, so we now admit that the Lady Evil is the gayest. Actually, let me show you an interview with Lady Evil. No, I'm kidding. Lady Evil's the worst song on the album. Still a decent song, but really, really the worst song on the album. Is I Want You better than Lady Evil?
No.
Agreed. Okay, next.
Take Me, which I'm not familiar with.
Put your hand in my pocket and grab onto my rocket. Ooh, it's good to see you, Lucille. Next. I said, oh, baby, you make me feel Yeah. I'll give that a tie with Lady Evil. I think that's the best song on the album. That ties with Lady Evil, even though it's the gayest lyrics on the album.
Wow. Okay, Calling Dr. Love is next.
Horrible. Awful song.
And next is Meet Me in the Ladies' Room.
I do like maybe, let me just say this about Gene Simmons. When I'm a kid listening to Kiss, this guy's dressed as a monster with like dinosaur fucking dragon boots, and he's singing He's the Doctor of Love. Listen, if you don't wipe that makeup on your face and come out looking a little bit more like 1970s George Hamilton, you can sell your Dr. Love somewhere else. You aren't getting on the Love Boat dressed as Gene the Monster.
No, that was handled by
Scott
Deacon
Baio is
Bob.
going to be getting Christy McNichol every time over. Go ahead. I'm joking. Go ahead.
Yeah, after that, Ladies' Room, yeah, Baby Driver.
Not better than Lady Evil.
Love Him, Leave Him.
As much as I love the video for Love 'Em, Leave 'Em, that it's the
Gene
funniest
Simmons.
time you're ever going to see Gene act on stage, the song stinks. But
Okay.
it's a great song to watch live when Gene's doing the, insane. Moving on.
Next is Mr. Speed.
Cheesy rock and roll song with all the accoutrements, all the guitar artistry of Free Ride without the tune. You know what I mean by like all that down out, right? It's got all that fucking accoutrement in the guitar playing with an empty, I'm so fast, that's why the ladies call me Mr. Speed. That's why the ladies call you Mr. Speed, and we're bragging about this. I think years later, a band called Bitches with Problems recorded a song called 2 Minute Brother, which was the follow-up to Mr. Speed.
Okay, 2 more songs, I believe. Oh, hang on for 1 second. No, 3 more songs. Okay, See You in Your Dreams. I can't remember.
Gay.
how that goes.
Horrible. See you in your dreams tonight. Not a fan.
Okay, Hard Luck Woman. Which I think is a good song.
Gives with Anatomy. This guy's a little powerhouse and real powerlifter. What are you talking about?
I'll take Hard Luck Woman over Lady Evil.
You'll take Hard Luck Woman? Really? Rags?
Yeah. It's a good song. It's just a good song. Overplayed, but
The Sailor's Only Daughter. A Child of the Water.
hey, there's plenty of songs with stupid lyrics.
It's a little campy for me. I would call it he wrote it in mind for Rod Stewart. I could think of 30 Rod Stewart songs I'd rather hear.
Okay, and the last one's a live version of Making Love.
That wasn't on the album. That's like on the CD. It's like an extra bonus.
It says here studio album by Kiss. So I didn't know if it was on the album or not. My brother was the Kiss fan. I wasn't.
I thought Making Love was on the album, but I didn't think there was a live version of it.
Okay, maybe it's because hang on for 1 second. Let me look on Wikipedia instead of that first page.
Or was Making Love on Love Gun?
No, Making Love's on there. It's
Okay.
just that when they put it on the list, they put it as the live version.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Either way,
Who's Sean Delaney?
Sean Delaney was a buddy of one of the guys in the band. I think he was the helper of Bill Aucoin. And he co-wrote some stuff with those guys.
Yeah, Rocket Ride. It says, yeah.
I like Rocket Ride.
She likes
I
the
like Rocket Ride better than every song on Rock and Roll Over. Maybe Take Me might beat it. But again, so the best song on Rock and Roll Over, in my opinion, is as good as the worst song on Heaven and Hell. And I was a Kiss fan growing up. I had Rock and Roll Over when it came out. I was a little faggot.
And you had all those little toys.
Oh, I was playing my tennis
Love
racket to
Gun.
these songs, dancing around the room, making the Ace faces, the Gene faces. Yeah, I thought he was. Yeah, I knew he was. I knew he was a Fagler. But yeah, okay, he was Bill Aucoin's boyfriend. Yeah, and I think he wrote some of the tunes and. Yeah. Yeah, I used to listen with the tennis racket. I'm talking when these records came out. So 1976, 77. I remember when Kiss Alive 2 came out. I was falling out of Kiss when Double Platinum came out and they came out with Strutter 78.
Yep.
For me, when my Kiss journey was over, I listened to Aerosmith, The Kinks, Ted Nugent as well. But none of them took over for me as like, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, until a buddy of mine brought in Led Zeppelin 2 to school. And we listened to it at recess. And I was like, man, this fucking record's the shite. And I went and bought everything by Zeppelin. In fact, even before that, I was listening to AC/DC when Back in Black first came out.
Let's not forget Devo.
Devo I was listening to in 78, 79. I remember when BCN played live at the Orpheum in 1979, and I had a recording of that on cassette.
Cool.
That was unfucking believable. It was on the King Biscuit Flower Hour.
I used to listen to that all the time.
I think you can find it and download it because I think they labeled all their stuff, or they Hannah Bomb, I'm right there with you. The first 3 Kiss albums are great. The first Alive is great. After that, I'm done. And that really, so when I started listening to them, listening to Alive was probably the first album I heard. And then my buddy got Rock and Roll Over, and I got Love Gun. And we went back to Hotter Than Hell, and we were like, oh, no, this is the best stuff. I think there was like a packaging of the first 3 albums called the Killers or the Originals. What was that called? Originals, right?
Killers. It was Killers.
No, I think Killers was a live album later. I think it was the Originals, wasn't it?
No, Killers was like a greatest hits album.
Right. The Originals was all 3 albums of the first 3 albums packaged
I don't
together.
remember the Originals.
Thank you, Hannah Baum. Look it up. Go look up Kiss Originals. It should say packaged of the first 3 albums.
Kiss Originals. Oh, it's a Kiss Originals.
REO Speedwagon.
Okay. Yeah, Kiss album. When was it? Oh, it was released in, wow. It was released in 76 too. I never saw
like I said, it was right around that time when we were listening to Rock and Roll Over. I was just like, because I hated, even as a kid, I did not like Destroyer. I mean, it was gay enough for me as a kid. And God, let me tell you, that album's the gayest. But Great Expectations, I never liked. I thought Flaming Youth was gay. And then the Originals came out and someone brought it in. I was in day camp and somebody brought it in and I'm like, these fucking records are awesome. Like, this is where it's at. And then after a while, you just kind of fall out with everything. It was Dress to Kill for me is the first sign of a chink in the armor, because I think Room Service is the gayest tune. Baby, I could use a meal. Room service. You could do what you feel. Room service. I take the pleasure with the pain. I can't say no. No.
The way you phrased that, it almost sounded like a Devo song.
Well, the way they sound like, like you can hear like Gene's putting on the voice where he's like, room service. Baby, I could use Room service. You could do what you feel. Room service. I take the pleasure with the pain. I can't say no.
Just think
No.
Rich Snyder in Love Shack.
Exactly.
That's
It's the
a song.
gayest shit. But there's a couple of
You can
songs on
order a
Dress to Kill
deal.
side 1 that I don't care for. I love Come On and Love Me on that record. She is great. Anything for My Baby. Love Her All I Can. Rock and Roll All Night. Rock Bottom was great. Ladies in Waiting is okay. Two-timer. She thinks she's high fashion. She says she looks divine. Ugh, come on. Put me to sleep, Gene. I like that Paul says, I can't say no. No. Well, you just said it, you fucking idiot. Anybody here like the taste of alcohol? Like, what a pandering homo. You get every drunk fucking 16-year-old kid in the audience and you're pushing alcohol and drugs on them. Cold gin. Hey, Gene, you've never had a drink in your life. Why don't you sing how wonderful cold gin is? Because clearly no one's writing a song about gin that's warm as piss. And who the fuck in New York, because these guys are all New Yorkers, who the hell's drinking gin?
I drink gin.
Like, shouldn't they have sung a song about whiskey? No, because that's a song for men. Snorting whiskey, drinking cocaine, Pat Travers. Now that's a fucking song.
Yeah, Saucy Jack. Yeah, that's true about slow gin. Tastes like cough syrup, but you can't make an Alabama Slimmer without it. You need that. Replace it with crusty cough syrup. Make a flamin' Homa.
Now it's called the Flamin' Mo.
It's a flamin' Mo. It's always been a flamin' Mo.
I know everybody's hot. Everybody's got rock and roll pneumonia. That's right. I'm quoting a Johnny Rivers song at a Kiss concert.
In the boogie woogie influenza.
And now, right, where they say, let me bring you the Dr. Love. Then they got a guy that comes out who looks like a fucking monster. Every chick in the audience is pissing her pants going, get that thing away from me.
Yeah, because spitting blood and looking like a demon always turn girls on.
They're all like, here comes a big hairy Israeli after me. That's funny. That's funny. That, folks, that's the funniest thing I've said all night, and you guys are all quiet.
Here comes Chaim. Chaim Witz.
Here comes a big hairy Jew trying to shove his tongue down my throat. Calling himself the Dr. Love, he looks more like a fucking dragon. I'd rather make out with Daryl Dragon.
I saw the Daryl Dragon fucking reference coming from a mile away. Oh,
you know I love Captain and Tennille.
Yeah. Oh, I loved the show when it was on. When I was a kid.
Now, Tony Tennille, she's still alive. She still looks pretty good. Tony Tennille is the girl. Are these all your guitars? Want to take a bath?
Oh, okay. She does the voice on that?
Yeah, she's on the wall.
Oh, I know she was. I always thought it was just all the backup.
No, I think she does the talking stuff.
Oh,
I don't even think she's...
I did not know that.
Who doesn't love Tony Tennille?
Well, she could look good in the right light sometimes. But she could look kind of horse-faced a lot of the time.
Right, but Gene Simmons singing a song called They Call Me Dr. Love. You may as well have given that song to fucking Margaret Hamilton or Billy Hayes. Jables has entered the chat.
Ooh. Who is Billy Hamilton?
No, Margaret Hamilton. She played the Wicked Witch of the West.
Who's Margaret Hayes?
Billy Hayes.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Billy Hayes played Witchy Poo on Puffin Stuff. These are two not attractive women. I'm saying in Kiss, when Gene Simmons is up there going, they call me Dr. Love. Yeah, who doesn't want to make love to a hairy fucking Israeli Jew with a giant tongue who looks like a fucking kimono dragon?
I might let him tongue the undercarriage.
The taint.
I'm a fan of hairy Jews.
Yes, you are.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
everybody.
Hey, Dr. Nick.
Hey, Dr. Nick.
Here's Mr. McClegg with an arm for a leg for an arm and an arm for a leg.
Oh, my
Almost
God.
every song with Doctor in the title blows. I might agree here. Let's see if because I hate Doctor Please from UFO.
Oh, I actually kind of like Doctor.
Oh my God, it's so gay.
Shane, that's a genius observation. I'm thinking right now.
Nope, Doctor My Eyes is good.
Dr. How about Dr. Shrinker on Sid Marty Croft? Dr.
Well, I do love me a Billy Barty show.
Yeah. And Jay Robinson.
It's a kind of a doctor, but I do like a surgeon.
It's great.
Surgeon for the very first time.
I love all Weird Al.
Of course.
Well, I'm going to do this real quick. Songs with the word doctor. We can tell if they suck or not.
I know you like Dr. Detroit.
Devo.
Yeah. Okay. Doctor My Eyes, I like. Doctor Please, I don't like. Oh, I do like that song. No, but that song's called Bad Case of Loving You. Oh, and I do like the Thompson Twins. Doctor. Oh, and I do love Somebody Get Me a Doctor.
I like Cheech has got it right. He goes, he's the one that called Dr. Feel Good. That AC/DC riff in the
About Bad Case of Loving You. Doctor.
Yeah, but the song title's Bad Case of Loving You.
Yeah,
he
has to have it in title.
Well, he said almost every song with Doctor in the title blows. And he did say almost. I will give Shane the win for that because Doctor My Eyes is good. I can't. Well, Somebody Get Me a Doctor is good. Doctor from Thompson Twins is good.
How about the Doctor?
Rock and Roll Doctor's gay. Shane, you're not wrong about that. I'm the dumb. Oh, UHF is unbelievable. Supplies, one of my favorite.
Really good, yeah. Okay, so you don't like Calling Dr. Love.
Ugh.
How about the Beatles? The Beatles, Dr. Robert.
Oh, I love Dr. Robert. That's on the Revolver album.
Okay, I'm going through this list here. How do we feel about the Rolling Stones' Dear Doctor?
Don't care for it. That's on, is that Goat's Head? Or is it early?
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
How about Dr. Feelgood?
I don't like it, but
okay.
I know you do.
Well, it's time and place, man. Time and place. The Who, There's a Doctor.
Oh, there's a lot of songs. There's also Dr. Jimmy and Mr. Jim.
How about Black Sabbath's Rock and Roll Doctor?
Terrible.
Oh, geez. Dr.
Steely
Wu.
Dan, Dr. Wu.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
Brilliant.
you said.
Brilliant.
Okay. Let's see.
I Don't Need No Doctor is excellent from Humble Pie.
Bruce Springsteen, Lady and the Doctor.
Terrible.
I don't know.
Cheap Trick, The Doctor.
Awful. And even worse than that is Doobie Brothers' Music is the Doctor. That song is the gayest.
Well, I already said Doobie Brothers, Doctor.
Now, how about Robert Palmer? I got a bad case of loving you.
But
that's Doctor in the parentheses.
Yeah, great song, by the way.
Yeah, so technically is the title because
T-Boys, I love Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Jive. Actually, it's Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive. Love that tune.
Now, wait a minute. Did you say that the Jackson Browne tune, Dr. My Eyes, was good or bad?
I like it.
Okay. How does that one go?
Doctor, my eyes have seen the tears
Yeah,
and
okay.
the da-na-na-na.
Yeah, it's a good
Doctor,
song.
my eyes and tell me what it's. I love that tune.
Now, does it count if we make it White Snake's Medicine Man?
No, because now we're changing the word. I guess that's the word that.
Kind of still a doctor, but it's okay. All right. Let's see. Boy, I'm looking at
Didn't
this
Ozzy
list.
also have Medicine Man too?
I'm looking at this list from VCR Classic Rock and Culture. And
Yeah.
apparently Motorhead has used the word doctor plenty in their
Oh
song
yes, they
titles.
have on the Iron Fist. They do. I'm the Doctor, which I love that song.
Well, it's just funny because this is the list is literally called Doctor Give Me the News, 40 songs about doctors. And I've literally already gone through 3 from
Motorhead
Motorhead that have used the name doctor.
I'm the Doctor. That's the best.
I'm the Doctor. Let's see, where's the next one? Dr. Love. And hold on, there's another one down here. And Dr. Rock. It's like, Jesus Christ, come on, guys.
Yeah, I love I'm the Doctor because I love the Iron Fist album.
Okay.
All right, what else do we got on this Doctor list?
Little Feet, Rock and Roll Doctor.
Don't know it.
I don't know it either. Megadeth, The Doctor is Calling. It's probably not good because it's on Risk.
Yeah, I don't know it. Oh yeah, automatic bad if it's on Risk.
Ooh, UFO Doctor.
Terrible.
Let's see. Blue Cheer.
What's the Aerosmith song that goes Doctor?
I don't know.
Anyone in the chat, write down that Aerosmith song that starts off where he's screaming Doctor. I know it's on, I'm going to guess and say it's on Draw the Line album.
Now, this list isn't comprised of only songs with the word doctor in the title, which was the rule, which is why I've skipped so many of them. But
Right.
it has songs about doctors. So there are others like Tommy Get His Tonsils Out from The Replacements, which I don't know. Or Rick Springfield's tune, Bruce, which I also don't know.
They Call Me Bruce.
Doctor,
That's what that Rick
Doctor, you
Springfield
gotta
song
help
was
me.
because I think everyone kept confusing him with Bruce Springsteen because his last name was Springfield.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Let me look at this Aerosmith. It's gonna bug me and no one's
Doctor, give me the news. UCLA and Yale don't like
It is.
Jews.
I was right. Draw the Line. The song is The Hand That Feeds by Aerosmith. Starts
Oh,
off.
okay. What record?
It's Draw the Line.
Okay.
I could see the album as I'm listening to it, as I'm singing that song. That I remember. I don't love the song, but I remember that was a decent song from that album. But yeah, so Doctor's not great, but I think Dr. Love, again, by Kiss, is a terrible song. And I get a kick out of when you watch them play it live, like the audience looks so excited. And I'm like, you fucking idiots. It's like you're going to see a group of magicians and one guy's pulling the fucking the Doug Henning coin hoop trick or whatever it is, and it's like the 3-ring trick. And they're all screaming for it. It's like, this is old hat. I love Funkadelic. I don't know Call the Doctor though.
For the joke of it all, I decided to just do a quick Google search of songs about dentists.
Yeah.
I don't know any of them. They
Dentists.
look to be all songs for children from children's records.
Oh, that's
Probably to
hilarious.
make them more comfortable going to the dentist. But I couldn't help but to laugh when I saw that in 1996 Weird Al released a song called Cavity Search.
Great.
And I have a feeling it's about going to the dentist.
Right. He's great.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant.
Uh,
He would have a song called Cavity Search, and it's literally about cavities. Oh, man.
he also wrote one of the best Devo songs, Dare to Be Stupid.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Mark Mothersbaugh, they did an interview with Mark Mothersbaugh, and he said about the song, he says, Oh, it was beautiful, beautiful music, and I hate him for it.
That is so funny.
Yeah, it's great.
I made
Anesthesia
With
Pulling
Lonely
Teeth by
ooh there you
Megadeth.
go. That one's Metallica.
Metallica.
The the medleys, the what do you call it? The polka medleys that he does on all of his records are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like just the musicianship of it is unbelievable. I don't know how many of
Bermuda
those
Schwartz?
instruments that they play themselves, but holy shit, man.
I can remember.
Now that's what I call polka. It's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I
love
can
it.
remember when Another One Rides the Bus was being played on the radio, and nobody knew who the fuck he was. And everyone knew it was a Weird Al song, but no one knew who this Weird Al guy was.
Yeah.
They were putting him with
And My Bologna. Well, My
They're Coming to
Bologna-
Take Me Away. Ha ha, hee hee. The Funny Farm. Where Life. Remember that song? Or
Sure.
Living in a Wet Dream by I can't remember that guy's name. Where everything was like
Kip
underwater.
O'Donnell.
I love
O'Donnell.
that song.
Yeah, I love
took
Kip
my
O'Donnell,
car-
too.
I took my car to the shop. He said it looked like I blew a seal. I said, leave my private life out of it.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it's great.
She
Living in a
didn't
wet
wanna-
dream.
She didn't want to do it. She had a headache.
I want to
Yeah.
know. I want to know who
Fish
the
Heads was great.
I want to know who the musicians are that he gets together and does like these big giant polka jam things with.
Well, let's
because
take a look.
they're
Yeah.
complex. They're
Well, he's got
complex
his
as
core
hell,
band.
and that's the thing. That's the thing that gets me about it. You listen to it, and they're just like 6-minute medleys that are hyper complicated.
What do you know what album one of them's on?
Yeah,
Or
I'll tell
name
you.
of one of them?
Okay, how about Apocalypse? Let's see. Weird
Apocalypse. Yeah.
Al, Apocalypse. And the song on that one is called Polka Face.
Oh, here it is. Polka Face. So let's take a look at who's playing on it.
It's all Lady Gaga songs. It's fucking brilliant.
Right.
Yeah, I'm curious who all the musicians are. Also, how much of it
guys.
is like programmed.
Actually,
know.
it's spelled Alpocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't say who played on it.
Oh, this is
First
so
Oh, I
funny.
gotta go. I gotta go. to
Okay,
the website.
Weird Al Yankovic, accordion, vocals, keyboards.
Where did
backing
you
vocals.
find this, by the way?
Right at the
what you're
bottom of
reading
the page for Wikipedia. Apocalypse.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh,
So,
it's on the 3D album. Is that what it is?
Well,
No.
anyways, additional his band members' production: Weird Al, accordion, vocals, keyboards, backing vocals, hand claps. Jim Chemo West, guitar, mandolin, banjo, keyboards, vocals, and hand claps. Steve J, bass guitar, banjo, vocals, hand claps, orchestration on Stop For and That Crap to Me. Bermuda Schwartz, drums, percussion, hand claps, drum programming, vocals. Ruben Valtierra, keyboards on Ringtone. Brian Warwick, engineer.
Yeah, those are engineers. But then if you go to the other side,
Additional
you'll see it
performers.
says Warren Lunig, trumpet on Poker Face. Joel Peskin, clarinet on Poker
Yeah.
Face. Jim Self, tuba on Poker Face. And that's it for Poker Face.
So he's got a whole bunch of guys that they're just like studio guys or whatever.
Tuba, clarinet, trumpet.
These are hired guys because Marty Rifkin, who plays pedal steel, he's on pedal steel on TMZ. I know Marty.
Okay. Yeah.
Ray Manzarek
anyway.
played keyboards on Craigslist.
I don't. Nobody is out there going, "Oh my god, I'm gonna buy this amplifier because it was on a Weird Al record." I know these guys aren't influential, but as I'm sitting there listening to it and appreciating the humor of it, I also am noticing like how fucking hard it all sounds to play. And
Oh
like,
yeah, I'm
"God,
sure
this
it's
is-
not.
This is
yeah.
incredible.
You could say the same thing about, I used to say about Oingo Boingo and even Tom Waits. You got these guys who are playing stuff where it sounds like it's out of whack. And it's actually really difficult parts they're playing and super clever, but no one's giving a shit. And I'm like, this is nuts.
Have any
you
of you
remember-
seen that Weird Al movie yet? With Harry
John
Connick?
did.
I did. Yeah.
I actually liked it. I
Oh, I
the fact
loved it. Yeah.
It starts off, you think it's going to be a regular biopic, then you go, what the hell? His father was this? It actually rooked me in, but
So
then it
fucking
went along.
funny.
He retells his whole life.
Oh, the accordion salesman. I'll tell you one little part, but the accordion salesman comes to the house and is like pitching Al as a little kid on buying this accordion. And then his father literally beats the shit out of this guy so badly that he's like, I think I got a punctured lung. And he's laying on the ground. There's blood spurting out of him. And then the mom's like, to take the edge off, we'll buy the accordion.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, it turns out the whole thing is a joke, and it's unbelievable. It's
Right.
funny the whole time. It's really outstanding. If you haven't seen it, you should.
Yeah, it's a fake biopic. Like it's complete. Yeah.
The backyard with Wolfman Jack and John Deacon from Queen.
Fucking great. They're like, who? Who? John Deacon, Queen? I play bass in Queen.
Make fun of this song, Al.
yeah.
You can't do it.
He says, I play bass in Queen, and they're all like, oh, that's why we don't know him.
It's fucking great.
Oh, it's really funny. It's not
Bermuda
like you wake
Schwartz
up-
used to come into Alva's all the time.
Oh, no shit.
I think a lot of the guys in his band live down in San Pedro area.
Well, that's where he
Palos
started,
Verdes.
right? Didn't he start in like Linwood or Downey or something?
Yeah. Well, Downey's that's on the other side. That Downey's down the 60.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of them live down in Palos Verdes, right on the water there, just south of Redondo Beach.
It's just so funny.
Yeah, Downey's a fucking hike down the 60. I hate that 60. The only thing I like going to the 60 was there used to be a great fucking beef sandwich place called The Hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know that place.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about the Hat like it's got the world's greatest pastrami.
Yes, exactly.
Which it's not.
No.
It's okay. It's it's kind of like fast food pastrami. It's not
exactly. You can get a better pastrami down the street in downtown LA at Langer's.
Well, yeah, Langer's is amazing.
Yeah.
You can eat a pastrami sandwich and then find a dead body in MacArthur Lake over there.
Exactly.
That's what you.
And I think Brent's has a good pastrami. Although when I go to Brent's, I like their corned beef.
By the way, did you know I went out with RL today? We played a round of golf today.
Oh, you did? How was that?
Yeah. Oh, we stink. We're so terrible.
Oh,
but it was still fun. It was still fun. And then we grabbed some Fat Burger on the way back.
Nice.
Oh,
Which Fat Burger?
man. The one by the homeless encampment over on the 405. So it's like Venice and yeah, I guess you've been gone long enough to have missed that. Basically under the
I know exactly where it is. It's at Sawtell in Venice.
Yeah, that's the one. But underneath the 405 for about 5 years, there was an enormous fucking tent city that was there. And then one day it was not. They finally got the cops to come and clear it out. They probably had some dignitary in town and they had to clean it out.
Yeah.
But
no, Cheech is asking if we have Cats in Boston. Cats is in New York City. Cats is good. Cats is my number 2. Brent's is better than Cats.
Best beef in town.
But Cats is very good. Yeah, but I know that Fat Burger because that's the Fat Burger I used to go to.
So I'm like trying desperately to stay on the diet. It's just very, very hard to get past the cravings and stuff because I had, a couple of falters. I'm on it now and I'm the cravings are relenting. They're going away. And it's been good for the last, week or so, but like, dude, I don't know how you guys eat so fucking much. I went to, we went and I got like at Fat Burger, what they call the triple XL. You get 3 patties and 3 slices of cheese. RL gets the same thing. He weighs 100 pounds less than me.
Yeah.
And he just polishes that thing off. I get through 2.5 and I'm like dying.
Yeah, you got to keep eating.
I can't finish the last half. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. But that's what gets you over that edge of no cravings is when you overstuff yourself, especially early on. You're going to be like, your body goes into this mode of converting fat, and it's just like all of a sudden you're never hungry.
Yeah. Yeah,
RL
well.
snacks a lot more than I do. Oh, there's RL now.
Oh, there he
He
is.
definitely snacks more than I do, or eats more meals than I do. But I would say in one sitting, I probably could put back more food. Because I put back like eggs, bacon, burgers, and steak. He says, "Oh, that's you."
Yeah, a reminder. Yeah.
This
Oh,
is-
yeah. He did bacon on his as well, which I did not. I just went meat and cheese.
Oh,
I
you
still-
got to go with as much fat and flavor.
I still
as you
couldn't
can.
finish it up. And on top of that, but wait, there's more. I also didn't eat anything for breakfast. It was the first thing I ate all day, and I still couldn't fucking do it.
I was starving yesterday, which I'm never hungry early, and I got out of the gym and I had to run an errand. So I went to McDonald's and I got 3 quarter-pounder patties plain with extra salt. And I inhaled it. And then by the time I had to go, I got home an hour later. Then I made myself bacon and eggs and all the accoutrement. But I was excited to get 3 burger patties down. Yeah, triple XL is not that much. I can't imagine that I couldn't eat that. What's the chord in the Chicago song Beginnings that your fingers cover 5 frets like a C chord, but you're also using your pinky? What's the chord in the Chicago song?
It's probably a G. And it
Hold
looks like
on.
a C chord, but
It
probably-
does.
yeah, if you do the G in a position where like you've got your third finger, second finger, and then your first finger getting the high note.
Let's find out. So we have this chord here, A major 7. So this is just an open A major 7, but an octave up. And then you just play it a whole step down.
Fingers cut. But he says your fingers cover 5 frets.
Okay, right. Then it goes.
That must be it.
So this is an
Right.
A major 7. A, C sharp, E, G sharp. Open A string. So A, C sharp, E, G sharp. To a D major 7. With you. Oh, no. Doesn't matter. Oh, I know exactly what he's talking about. I'll tell him. Da da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba ba. Now we go to a G major 7, which is like a B minor shape with a G in the bass. Time passed to a C major 7. C, G, B, E, G. Fret wise, it's 3, 5, 4, 5, 3. When da, 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 da. You could play it like this if you wanted. I just want to sing it to you. To a regular C major 7 there. I really like to sing it to you. Then back up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Mostly I'm
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny, did he play the chord yet? Oh no,
I
I'm
played
talking
it.
to Johnny Kramer.
Oh no, I definitely. It was a C major 7. He wanted to know.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm just curious why he hasn't replied. Just say, yeah, that's it.
Probably has a guitar in his hand.
All hanging in suspense here.
Which chord then, Johnny? Not this. Not this. And that's the only. Then it's like mostly I'm silent.
Oh, yes, that's it. I think the
Silent.
one. I think the
Yeah,
very
I
first chord you played.
No, it's this one.
Oh.
I'm out of tune though. Hold on. Yeah, because and then when we play it live, Jimmy's playing the. Because that's where the chords are: A major 7 and B minor 7, and I'm playing them. And then the when I'm with you. It doesn't matter where we are. Yeah, C major 7, Johnny. Time passes much too quickly when we're together laughing. I really want to sing it to you. Oh, whoa, I really want to sing it to you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Those guys' harmonies are awesome in that band. How about major 7, Johnny? Major 7. C major 7. What is it? If you leave me now, you take away. Ooh, no, baby, please don't.
Oh boy.
A love like yours. Anywho, folks, that's how that goes, Johnny. They don't have any songs with a doctor in the title, do they, Chicago? Has RL and you gone to Heavy Handed at all?
RL goes there.
He loves it.
He was preaching it today, but I haven't.
Oh,
been
yeah,
there
he
yet.
loves it. He absolutely loves that place. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell is this? Mostly I'm silent. Oh, Dwayne Eddy died? Steve Warren posted something.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't. I thought he already died.
No, it didn't. Heavy Handed is the shiznit, says Little Nicky.
Is that a place that's around more than just LA, or does Little Nicky live in? Oh shit! I'm sitting here thinking that you're quoting somebody in the chat, not even paying attention.
Well, RL said Heavy Handed is the shiznit. That's
Yeah.
Popeyes is the shiznit. And Little Nicky.
Yeah, no, my bad. I didn't catch it until halfway through what I said to you. I'm like, ah. Oh, man.
Fucking Little Nicky. How great is my fucking Eddie Van Halen, Little Nicky?
It is very funny. I love that.
Little Nicky V.
Oh, yeah, everyone started imitating my tone. Everyone wanted to sound like me and be like me. I mean, I took from other people, but I mean, these guys are just ridiculous. That's it. That's Eddie in his conversations. It's like, this guy.
Oh, man. Where's Brad been lately? I need Brad.
The guitarologist?
Yeah.
He just posted a new video.
Yeah, it actually showed up in my feed for a change.
Do you have his email address, right?
Yeah, I do. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me. I've got a ground loop in that 18 water that I've made that I just, for the life of me, I can't track it down. I've had it taken apart 3 or 4 times, trying to find it, trying to resolve it. Tried a million different things, and I just can't find it. It's very frustrating. I'd like to be done with that project.
Let me
entertain you.
How do I copy this? Create, cast, translate.
Crowbar, what have you been doing lately?
Geez, working and jerking.
What are you working on?
Geez, my new place I started like half a year ago.
What do you do?
It's adapters for fire hydrants. There's like 8,000 different adapters we have now.
I was gonna say that's very specific, but that's pretty cool.
There's always a need for them. They wear out, and every city and every township has their own threads.
That is very cool.
So it's so there's a different adapter for every township.
I play every Saturday, Cheech. Every Saturday. Bingham, check your email.
I will. Thank you.
All right, you got it. I sent you. Yeah. Starship. There's nothing to the song, Johnny, except for this little intro. Change your sands all over. The Death Charvel video he did. He did a video on the Guthrie Govan model Charvel. But I hate to say it, I was watching it this afternoon and I fell asleep.
Yeah, that can happen.
I love when he takes amps apart and repairs them and stuff. And I told him once, I said, the most entertaining ones are where you're friggin' frustrated. So, because he won't work on Mesas anymore. Because he's basically like, man, this design is retarded.
Well, yeah, and all the parts and components are way in there. Do you know that Phil X played in Triumph at one time? No.
Well,
I'm
well,
sure
he plays
Phil
for
X
Bon
probably
Jovi
played
now.
in anybody that would hire him.
He
Right.
played for Aldo Nova. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, now he's in Bon Jovi. That's how I think
Yep.
that's how you build it up. You just start playing with, lower tier bands, and eventually get lucky and get a big one.
Yeah. I thought Bon Jovi was done.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe there. I mean, I know that was his last big gig.
Yeah. Johnny's got a 14-inch cock.
Thank you. It's not true.
Back in the 80s, we used to play that song. We wouldn't play the whole, we would just play up to that line when the singer would go, Johnny's got a 14-inch cock. And then we just stop and be like, that's all we know of it.
That's pretty good. Oh man.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Yeah, what else is up? Let's see.
What's that?
Saturday Night Live for Martinis. Yeah. The problem with playing live at Martinis on my show is just there's really not a great place to put it. RL came there last week and was surprised at how big the place is, because when you see the video, it only looks like the door and where we play, but there's the place is huge. And we just don't have a really proper place to put the camera that works. And people are running around drunk in the place all the time and dancing, and it's like my phone's going to get smashed.
What gig do you do at Martinis?
We play AM station there every Saturday night. There's
gotcha.
3 of us, 2 acoustics and a percussionist. And we do like, so we added like this one here.
Sure.
And I'm playing the harmonica and the guitar part. That's like but with a capo there. The second guitar part. And we added a bunch of new songs. We added beginnings. We added Listen to What the Man Said. We do Band on the Run. Thank you, Krellbar. Yes, Krellbar was there, and he thought the sound was like really nice. Whereas when you hear
night
it
and day, it's like when you saw a cell phone, it's like, okay, yeah, they're playing that. They sound like, but you go there, it sounds a lot better.
it's a big sound, and it's really mixed well, and yeah, I don't think those are the lyrics either, Johnny, but you never can tell. Yeah, we do. You know what we do that I like is we do 50 ways where I play all the high parts.
Mhm.
And Jimmy's playing the it's really cool with the two guitars playing the contrasting parts. That yeah, thanks, Mikey. Again, it's one of those things where if I could figure out a better way to set it up, like, and Joe's really cool. The owner doesn't give a shit. Like if I film it, and probably would, you know. So if I could set up a laptop that would have a proper mic to pick it up, like a condenser mic, then it might be like something more interesting, sound wise. But it's just when it goes through my phone, it like again, even when I go to watch it, it's like the sound isn't like, and when you're there, it's a wall of sound, and it's very lush. Like we have reverbs on, and I mean, Krell can tell you it's a lush sound, don't you think, Krell?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you're hearing it, it sounds bone dry on the phone, and that goes. Is it me or Krell that's disappearing? Being at me, you're there, right?
I'm here.
All right, it's Krellbot that's having the issue.
I'm here.
I didn't know. Okay. Thanks, Fez. Yeah, I mean it's a fun show to play, but like I say, it's just it doesn't convey what I wanted to convey. When you're there, there's such a different just such a different vibe of like the sounds, and like even stuff like when we do like someone's knocking at the door, somebody's ringing a bell. I mean, when you're there, it's like this big sound, and when you hear it like on the phone, it sounds like we're playing it, but it's not the same, you know. Hey, what's up with Ryan from Indiana? He doing okay? Yeah, we talk to him like almost daily, I'd say. Wouldn't you say, John?
Haven't really had many exchanges with him. I saw you posted something on the chat thread lately, but I haven't talked to him in 100 years.
Are you kidding me? Hold on. Let me open up our conversation. Ryan
Last
posted.
thing...
Oh yeah, he actually posted something for me today. Gilby Clark is parting Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, and there's a.
Then the last conversation was on Sunday. This is you and that was you and me.
You and me. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, there hasn't been much. But you know.
Oh no, Ryan commented April 23rd on your.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking. He's just smart
What
enough.
is that? What is that biop on? What's the size of a steak you will eat? Oh, that's a good question. So I will eat anywhere from a pound to like 8 ounces to a full pound, depending on my hunger. But if I'm going to eat like half a pound, like 8 ounces, then I'm going to have bacon. I'm going to have eggs, maybe an omelet. And then I'm going to have either a piece of fat-free cheesecake, but I'll be snacking but a pound is usually like 12 to 16 ounces. But you can get away with 8 ounces.
I believe you meant sugar-free cheesecake. You said fat-free.
Oh, not fat-free. Yeah, sugar-free, carb-free. I do eat ground beef. I eat it a lot. I eat hamburgers a lot. I'll fry them in bacon grease and cover them with cheddar cheese.
RL was saying that he's like off of all his blood pressure meds and everything.
Oh yeah,
diet.
Yeah, it's the best. Everything they've taught us is wrong. Everything. Oh no, it's that's fine, Janice. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, it's funny. Me and RL, when RL was here, we went and got fillets at Costco. I usually get the New York strip because I like that big strip of fat down the side. but the fillets go down a lot easier, like the much softer meat.
Tender.
But I have to add, like, I'll eat a whole stick of butter with a fillet, whereas opposed to like a half a stick with a New York.
See, I couldn't do that even if I wanted to. I can't stand that
Oh.
much butter.
I love it. Oh, I went out with for my
Or-
sister and my mother for my sister's birthday a couple of days ago. And she brings out rolls, and I'm like, we don't want the rolls, but I'll take those butters. And I ate the butter pads while I'm waiting for my food. And then I had a piece of salmon and a lobster tail, and I'm dipping that lobster tail, and I couldn't get enough butter saturated on it. Yeah, no, he'd be surprised, Johnny. He talks quite a bit. Whether it's one word or whatever, usually when he can talk, he can talk. For me, it's I always think that I'm talking less, because when these two start firing up, talking about anything, even anytime I've ever got a message in there, it's always like the worst possible time for me, where I'm like, I'm driving and I'm like, who the hell's messaging me? And I'm like, I see John talking about something. I'm like, shit. And then I respond like usually later. But yeah, I think he's doing well. Did he say he was losing weight, John? One of the last times we talked to him about diet?
Don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound familiar.
I thought he was asking all kinds of questions to us, like about eating barbecue.
He may have been, but I don't remember him saying like anything. Usually, like when people are in the middle of losing their weight, they're proud of it, and they come out and they're like, "Hey, I'm down this much right now." And
Do
I
you
haven't
guys
heard
have
any of that.
Aldi in Los Angeles, John?
Good question. I haven't seen many, but I think I have seen one or two.
Aldi
Okay,
has
stock
their own version of Parmesan crisps called cheese crisps with 0 carbs.
Okay.
I like them the best.
There is an Aldi down in. It's a long ways away, man. It's down in Inglewood at like Century and what is that? Century and Crenshaw. So
Oh,
there's
yeah.
one down there.
Getting into the hood.
We have one next town over.
They're putting
Here's
Aldi's
what you
in
got
the
to
hood
do:
out
take
there.
the 405 south and then the 105 east. Get off at Prairie.
Crenshaw,
Aldi,
that's
man.
practically Long Beach, man.
Yeah, exactly. Crenshaw, get out of here. Ever see the Californians? It's my
Oh
favorite.
man, I love Fred on that.
Yeah. Oh, it's the funniest thing. Oh, what
You
are
know,
you
the
doing here?
90 freeway, that's practically Long Beach, man. I love that line.
It's so stupid. Oh, Bill Hader's so good in that.
Yeah.
I was just installing the speakers on your patio. They sound pretty good.
Good
Yeah.
prices on fresh fruits and vegetables. I don't know, Fessler. I don't eat fruits and vegetables. It's been a year and a half. I'll never eat them again for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I think
Fezler,
Aldi's big in Europe, I think.
It's the brother of
German.
Trader Joe's. The guy who owns Trader Joe's is Aldi's. The guy who owns Aldi's brother, and I guess their father was in the business at some point, and then they split when the kids took over. But Aldi has the cheese crisps. Like I said, 0 carbs, so I eat them.
they don't have the Atlantic salmon anymore. They used to have the big,
Yeah, you know, I go to BJ's or Costco for all that. I eat a lot of salmon, and I eat a lot of. I'm eating a lot of meat, ground beef, as long as it's high fat ground beef, like 27% fat, 73 lean. I'll eat steaks. I'll eat chicken thighs that are cooked in bacon fat, Romano cheese, and salt and white pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And I made Rel some of my fried chicken where I have no cheech.
Pork panko.
A pork panko fried chicken I made Rel. That stuff's good. I didn't make it with the cream sauce, but he already knows with the cream sauce. I just wanted him to taste the chicken that I made. And But yeah, I mean, and then I eat a lot of eggs. So I have always like about a dozen hard boiled eggs that I put in the fridge. So like at night, if I'm hungry, I just nuke them for a second and I eat a hard boiled egg. I usually will eat 3 in the middle of the night. 3 to 6. I eat a lot. I go through a lot of eggs. I'm probably eating by myself 5 dozen a week. 4 to 5 dozen. Because as soon as I buy them, one of the dozen becomes my first run of, I mean, maybe so 2 dozen is being used for hard boileds all week. And then I'm inhaling a lot. Yeah. No, there's no GMOs in meat products. And, people argue like, oh, but the animals eat them. The animals have 4 stomachs. They're called ruminative animals. Ruminant animals, I mean. And their first stomach really detoxifies any of the plants that go in their body. They have a way to break down cellulose and to convert the things into good things into their body, whereas we don't. And when we eat plants, we don't break it down. We don't really get any nutrients. We get more toxins from them than anything. And people will sit there and say, oh, no, you gotta believe. I do muffin pan eggs once in a while. I love those eggs. But, people are like, oh, no, we've been told fruits and vegetables are great and you need them. You ain't getting anything from them. And I know, I'm telling you, they lied about everything. And you can ask RL. He's a independent thinker and told me I was wrong about everything and then did the diet and came back and said, nope, you got a point. You realize when you cut it out of your diet how much better you feel. And that's what's crazy about it. And how much younger you start to feel. And you don't realize how much that stuff's bogging down. I love these commercials. It's like, if you have like all these problems with like Crohn's disease and all these things, they're telling you, oh, they have a new pill that's going to do this. And exactly. They have this new pill that does this. And it's like, you know why you're having Crohn's disease? Or you're having all these stomach issues? You're eating food that your body can't break down. You don't have the ability to break it down. Our bodies are not designed to break down vegetation, starch, fiber. It doesn't break it down. So you're damaging, and then I watch these commercials, these Lumi deodorants. Why do you think all these deodorants you need? Because you stink. You're eating all these toxins and you're sweating them out and it comes through. When you stop eating all that stuff and you just eat meat, you don't smell. You never get BO. I'm telling you, it's nuts. But I was somebody that would shower 3 or 4 times a day. And now I'm like, fuck, I can go days without showering. I wouldn't even give a shit. If I'm taking a dump, that's right, folks, on DL Show, we talk about if I'm taking a dump, I'm taking a shower. So I'm good for it every other day. But you never feel disgusting. And I get it. Now I get it. Like when you sit there and you talk about olden times, how the hell did we procreate? If we didn't have the bathing stuff and all the stuff, we weren't eating that crap. No one smelled terrible. Nobody was taking a real foul, stinky shit back in those days. Nobody was blasting the cave out with fucking diarrhea gas.
Mashing the mud bus.
How can you be so sure?
Because I have exactly, RL. Had you ever stopped to smell the roses, RL? I have no fucking sense of smell. This interview's over.
That's the best.
Oh, it's the greatest. But seriously, because I do the diet, now I can tell you it's been 1.5 years, but it's all different. Like if I'm in the gym and I'm building a sweat, I sit around and I'm like, man, I do not stink. Whereas before you're like, I can't wait to get home and shower and get this creepy malaise off my body. It's disgusting. No, because you don't sweat them out. And you never have a stomach issue. Your stomach never bloats. You never have a problem going to the bathroom. Everything they tell you that they've told you about why you need to eat those other foods are all bullshit. And I've had my blood work done. And I got my blood work done when I was taking vitamins. I was taking 6 grams of vitamin C a day, vitamin E, magnesium, calcium, zinc, potassium. All my numbers were great. I get off of all those pills.
They're still great.
They're still great. They were always great. your body doesn't absorb any of that shit. I believe you're not absorbing anything nutritious into your body unless you're getting it through fat. I honestly believe that.
Well, I have trouble digesting B12.
Yeah, so you got your gallbladder taken out because you weren't using it. And the appendix, they say, is probably something through before an evolution when we probably were plant eaters before we became meat eaters, and that whole system shut down. But people that have no gallbladder is usually because gallbladder's job is to break down saturated fats, and a lot of people get diseased when you're eating nothing but polyunsaturated fats, and the thing isn't doing anything. So, but you can still go carnivore with no gallbladder. You just can't go OMAD. You can't do one meal a day. You got to do it, break it down in 2 or 3, and you don't need any probiotics. That's all horseshit they're trying to sell you. Your liver's still doing all the job that your gallbladder helps with. You don't need a gallbladder, but you don't need probiotics because that's just exacerbating what problem you have. And that's the bullshit they sell you. And Emily used to take a probiotic. Emily used to be lactose intolerant. Emily used to have bad stomach issues. Emily went carnivore, full carnivore, can eat cheese and dairy now with impunity, has no problems with the stomach, and doesn't get those issues anymore, and doesn't take a probiotic anymore. It's all nonsense. So, and she was always having the issues and taking the probiotic and thinking it was helping. It didn't do shit. You want to you want to make your stomach feel better? Stop eating the foods that your stomach and your intestines can't break down. That's my advice for you for today.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. And like I said, I think they lie about everything. They lie about tobacco. They lie about everything. More people smoked back in the 60s, less people were sick. Now people don't smoke that much. It's gone down 75%. The illness went up 75%. So, and you can sit there and try to come up with reasons why you think, but here's the best reason ever. Because it wasn't the cause to begin with. It was something else. It was the food you're eating. And now what's the cancer rate now? They say 1 in 2 will get cancer.
It's really high.
Yeah, 1 in 2.
Yeah, I think that might be right. Let's see.
1 in 2 people will get cancer. It's nuts. And then there was a study done in the 70s that was hidden, and some guy just discovered it and was talking about it. It was basically like they gave people an unsaturated fat diet and a saturated fat diet to see about heart health. And they said there was no difference except the unsaturated fat side, the cancer rate was extremely high, and the other side was extremely low. And they buried that study.
According to some website called Statistica. Nope, sorry. I'm giving it a Metallica name. Statista. It's a bad name.
I like Statistica better.
I agree. Statista.com.
Lars would sue them.
From birth to death, a male born in the United States has a 41% chance of developing cancer, while females are only slightly less to develop cancer with a probability of 39%. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about 40, on average, 40% of citizens are going to get cancer. It's close enough to 50%, if you ask me.
Yeah, 4 out of 10, 2 out of 5.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Eggs, Johnny, meat, anything that says 0 carbohydrate. So you can have cheese as long as it's 0 carbohydrate. Any meats, any cuts of... now, people want to know if they can eat chicken. You can eat chicken. It's not going to be high enough fat. It's not satiating. And it's really not nutritious as much as you think it would be. Eggs, yes. Chicken, I'd stay away from the first 30 days. You can work it in later when you realize how to bring fat to your diet. But beef, pork, bacon, eggs, cheese, pork rinds are delicious as long as they're the 0 carb ones with no flavoring. Cheese crisps are excellent. I know John loves those. John loves a big block of What's the cheddar you like?
Coastal cheddar.
cheddar. Oh, it's fucking great.
We love the coastal cheddar. It's
we
it's
do.
a really good one.
It's a great cheddar.
They had a good price at Costco on spare ribs over the weekend, so I bought a big thing of pork spare ribs and slow cooked them.
Oh, it's great.
It is good. It's very.
It's
very
great. Yeah, I make them for my mom all the time.
Mm.
She loves it because I make it like pulled pork.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I slow cook it 250 in a Dutch oven for 5 hours. It's unbelievable. It is just like all the fat and everything, and that's what I'm trying to give her is like as much fat as I can. But yeah, that's really what you want to do, and you want to save the bacon fat when you cook bacon, Johnny. I put it through a coffee filter and into a glass dish, and then I cook with it. I'm always cooking everything in bacon fat, and it's the best.
And growing up, we never even strained it.
One thing I question is eating all that grease. Yeah, you can question it, but it's that grease is what's good for you and what is the difference between that your body can break it down while you have a gallbladder and how you get vitamins into your body. Because all that grease has loaded in K2. K2 is really good for your arteries. It lowers your numbers in your arteries, in your heart. And it's basically the most nutritious way you're going to get food is through fat. Like I said, they've lied to you about everything. So you think grease is bad, like bacon fat is bad. It's the best part of the bacon. It's the healthiest part of the bacon. It's the healthiest part of the steak. And the part that I'm telling you why you shouldn't be eating just regular lean chicken is there is no grease, there is no schmaltz, and there's no fat, and there's no nutrition in it. You need high fat in your meal to digest it properly and to get all the necessary nutrients from it. All that saturated fat is nutrient dense, and that's where you're going to get all your vitamins and all your nutrients. If you don't eat it, and you're eating nothing but fucking unsaturated fat, you're eating a rancid fat that your body doesn't know what to do and your cells can't get rid of it for like months. And if you try doing carnivore, you can't even heal your body to like 5 months to get your cells cleared. Protein in chicken is okay. It's not great. Like I said, for your body to be able to digest the protein and use it, it wants to see fat with it. If you don't take it in with fat, you're not really... You ever see these doctors who'll sit there and say, well, the protein from chicken, you're only able to absorb about 40% of it. Yes, because you're not absorbing all of it. Because if you took it with high fat, then you'll absorb it all. If you take in... So if you're eating chicken, make sure you're eating the skin, cook it in bacon fat, get chicken thighs so it's heavy in fat and schmaltz, and there you go. And then your chicken is good. Yeah, but that's the healthiest version. The lean chicken breast, I mean, unless you're going to fry it in bacon grease, cover it in panko pork crumbs, and cover it then with Alfredo sauce that you make fresh, you're not getting shit from it. It is absolutely useless food. And that's why you see bodybuilders who are able to eat 6 meals a day. They can eat that stuff because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't satiate you. It doesn't feed your body, and it's nothing. In fact, I would recommend that everybody on my chat, if you're interested in carnivore, follow Eddie Abu in YouTube. He was a pro bodybuilder.
Love him.
He's great. And he tells everybody to wake the fuck up and talks about how you have to eat fat-dense protein. And he's great. He's full carnivore now. He wasn't for the longest time, but now he's like, you feel so much better when you go carnivore. And he does. He feels fantastic. And
he goes into the local Aldi with like a pair of glasses and a fake nose and a wig.
He's fucking great. He's really funny. But he's true. He's like, you go with it, like you go there, like Cheech is asking me about, like, you question eating all that grease. I've been eating it now for a year and a half, more grease than you would ever eat in your life, Cheech. And I have abs.
Grease is the word.
I'm super lean. I have my health is ridiculous. But if I have to show you something, let me show you what I look like when I avoided the saturated fat.
That is a
I
good
haven't
one.
been pipe smoking because I don't like it as much as I like cigars. So I've been smoking way more cigars again. And I found some great deals on cigars. I'll smoke a pipe occasionally if somebody comes over and wants to smoke a pipe with me. But for the most part, I really prefer the cigars. But take a look how fat I was in that clip. And that's me avoiding saturated fats. That was me having unsaturated fats. And that is not healthy. This is what people look like on the American diet. And this is what I look like doing the carnivore at 183 pounds.
You know, I
saw somebody that used to
I
come
like the
out to
other
see my.
video.
I know you do, but that's not me. So I saw. Isn't that funny, RL? That's me on the American diet. And so then the thing is, like, I went and saw this girl I ran into. I knew her from. She used to go to Damien's, and she used to see my band. And I said, "Hey, look at you! Long time no see." She's like looking at me, and she was like, I know you. I said, I knew it right away. You don't recognize me. She goes, no. She goes, are the glasses new? I'm like, no. It's not the tan. I said, how about the fact I probably lost 50 pounds since I seen you last? She was like, oh my God, that's it. What the fuck are you doing? She goes, you are so lean. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you look like a different person. But yeah, so Cheech says, to be sure, good for you. Like, so Cheech is saying it's good for me. So RL has done the diet. RL, it's been good for RL. I have my other friend, John, up in Salem, New Hampshire. He did the diet. Great for him. Lost all kinds of weight. Looks fantastic. So I have lots of friends who have done the diet. Jimmy, who sings in my band, is down 40 pounds. And he's also no longer pre-diabetic. It worked great for him. Isn't it funny? It works great for me and great for these people. But you go into a fucking store and you look at a box of cereal. They did a study on cereal. The mice is better off eating the packaging the cereal came in than the cereal, because the cereal is so much more poison in it.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, no, Hannah Baum. I watched the guy on YouTube who does you go into Costco and get the chuck roll and do all your own cutting. But I just want to remind Hannah Baum, you know I'm Jewish, right? We don't like to do manual labor. Let the butcher cut it.
Yeah.
Why do you think there was so many Jewish butchers back in the day? He knew what he was doing. He's
That's
like, you know
fun.
what I hate to do? I hate to cut meat. I bet you every other Jew hates cutting meat. Let me start a fucking butcher shop so I can do it for them and make money. Then
got a
what
game.
happened was, sorry.
I got a game for you. How many ingredients are in McDonald's fries?
I'm gonna say at least 25.
That's all. Cheech, if I had anything to do with it, I'm so pumped. But let me just quickly say this real quickly before we go into John's game. Then the butchers were like, we could even sell corned beef to these Irish people and tell them to use corned beef on fucking St. Patrick's Day. Not realizing the Irish people were going to try to take it from them. That's right, Johnny Kramer. I'm talking to you. Okay, no, going back. How many ingredients are in McDonald's French fries?
I say
How about
20.
this? If it was just potatoes, it would be poison. Well, let's go on. What's in it?
All right. 19 ingredients.
Ooh,
19 ingredients in
I
McDonald's
overshot.
fries.
This is according to CNBC. What McDonald's fries are really made of. 19 ingredients.
Let's hear them.
They didn't give me a simple list, unfortunately, but what I have is a number of different oils, anti-foaming agents, an anti-splattering agent in the oil.
Oh my God.
Let's see. They add dextrose. Let's see. They have something else called sodium acid pyrophosphate to control the graying after freezing.
Okay, let me
So,
just
like,
answer this to Neil
yeah,
Banbury.
all
He had a
sorts.
great question. You cut carbs, sugar, processed foods. You work out heavily. How do you know I work out heavily, Neil? Have you been to my gym with me? I think you'd be surprised that I could turn you around and get you in the greatest shape of your life. And you'd be like, you call this a workout? So, yeah, I would say no. I could get anybody into fantastic shape. It's 80 to 90% what you're eating, 10% of what you do in the gym. All these people are like, oh, I got to go to the gym. Arel only walks. He's down 45 pounds and 8 belt sizes. And he walks only because he wants to, because he has all this extra energy. But you could take anybody. I could take anybody. I don't care how fat you are. I could take you, put you on this diet. And then when you're ready to go into the gym, because you'll have all this extra energy, you're going to go to the gym. And just to be sure, Neil, let me say this. I was dieting the old-fashioned way. 5 meals a day, very low carbs, no processed foods. 2 hours of cardio a day for a year, and I couldn't lose 5 pounds. I was stuck at 207 to 210 pounds. I couldn't lose. I stopped doing cardio, and I went on carnivore, and in the first 30 days, I dropped 20 pounds. So I would say no. And, most people always sit there and they say, like, I don't really know what to do when you go in the gym. Just get in the gym. The gym doesn't matter. If you want to start working out your chest and working out your arms, whatever you do is going to be better than what you're not doing now is nothing. But if you change your diet, you'll see your whole body change in the gym.
Mhm.
And then you'll get better at working out and you'll figure stuff out. People who go to a trainer, they think like there's some magic thing that they're doing when they train you. And it's not. It's not. Just get the fuck in there and do something. The nitrates are harmless. They're just salts. They're not the same as processed oils. But nitrates, no, they're not as bad as you think. And there's been many. Dr. Berry does a whole thing about nitrates, how they're basically harmless. And your body doesn't really hold on to salt anymore because salt is held in your body through insulin. Because you don't have it, your body's always low on salt. You really want to eat as much salt so nitrates become less of an issue at all.
Mm.
Bingham, what else you got for us in this?
How about throwing a guess out there on Chick-fil-A ingredients?
Ooh, they're fucking awful.
The house sauce that everybody loves, the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Couldn't pay me to
High
eat.
fructose corn syrup.
Well, how many ingredients do we think is in Chick-fil-A sauce?
7.
Okay, that's a great guess.
I'd say 12.
Okay. Yeah, I just did a count, and it's more like 30.
Jesus.
I'm just counting. Okay, so we start with soybean oil.
Okay, poison.
Yeah, soybean oil, sugar,
Poison.
and then barbecue sauce. But they list the ingredients
Which
of the
is
barbecue sauce. So
sugar and
tomato paste, corn syrup, vinegar, natural
corn
hickory
syrup.
smoke flavor, caramel color, spices, garlic, onion, natural flavor, oleo resin, paprika, whatever that is. Oleo resin doesn't sound good to me. Anything oleic is
Yeah,
something
oleo
that
resin
I'm
is
a
basically
little
from
worried about.
hydrogenated fat.
Yeah. Water, and then mustard, which is made out of distilled vinegar, water, mustard seeds, salt, turmeric, paprika, and garlic, and then distilled vinegar, egg yolk, salts, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, concentrate, mustard, flour, xanthan gum, natural flavor, garlic, calcium disodium, something or another. I don't speak Japanese. Right. Natural flavors, dehydrated egg. So yeah, it's just a fucking laundry.
That's absurd. Yeah.
It's a laundry list. Somebody did a great video where they had like put together like it was like a mac and cheese side from Chick-fil-A, a Chick-fil-A burger with that sauce on it and said, "How many ingredients do you think I'm eating right now?" And when it was insane, it was something like 75 ingredients going into like that one meal, just like of the Chick-fil-A sandwich with the sauce and the mac and cheese.
How about Raising Cane's?
Cheech, my beverage of choice is mineral water. I drink probably the most of the Pellegrino, just because, again.
Fancy.
But I also, I enjoy the Dr. Pepper Diet fucking strawberry and cream, the sugar-free one.
Yeah, I love
Let me say this. You look at what people are eating, and you look at how everybody is getting sicker and sicker on metabolic diseases. You've got fucking eczema, plaque psoriasis. These are all things because of what you're eating, not to do with anything else. If you can get rid of it with food. If you don't believe me, you can easily get rid of it by going on a carnivore diet. But the point is all these diseases, whether it's heart disease, cancer, all of them have gone up. And I'd love to hear that if what people are telling you is real, like if the FDA is telling you what's good for you is good for you, why are more people getting sick every day? And when you try to rationalize an answer to me, please understand you're going to be met with harsh criticism because I'm sure it's going to be stupid. But I'm willing to hear how you can put a stupid thought together, because people will say, well, people are, they make all kinds of ridiculous excuses and say, well, doesn't it also make sense that maybe they're all wrong? It's the most sense that everything they tell you is good for you is really bad for you is why everyone's getting sicker. And why are people healing themselves? I have a buddy of mine, he was told he had a year left to live with Parkinson's. So I showed him a video where a woman said she went carnivore and got off every medication and was cured from Parkinson's. And she said she'll never go back to another doctor again. I would recommend highly anybody, if you're fat or if you want to get in the best shape of your life, just go on YouTube and watch people talk about carnivore who've done it. Not the vegans who make videos of why carnivore is bad, because I've never seen a healthy vegan in my life. And they'll say, oh,
they don't age well.
Oh, my God. They smell. And they live on probiotics because their body cannot absorb anything they're eating. And their stomach can't break it down. Yeah. Oh, obesity. Why are people so fat? When I was growing up, there was like a few chubby kids in school. Now you look and it's like, Christ. Have you seen that Nick Avocado guy? What's his name? That kid is a fat, bloated pig. And he was skinny when he started YouTube.
And he did that on purpose. He gained weight on purpose.
Yeah. He just was eating crap.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah, I don't like his channel.
Oh, he sucks.
He's one of these people that's just doing sensational stuff to try and, have this career.
But that girl that was with him who got fat too.
The mukbang girl?
Well, not the girl that's actually on his channel, not Tammy, because Tammy's getting obese now too. Like they're getting like next level. They did a cruise and they're driving around on locks on the cruise because they can't walk their fat ass from fucking the Lido deck to the Pirates Cove to see Isaac.
Man, that one chick, what is it? Tammy Slayton? You know who Tammy Slayton is? She's one of those two sisters that were like 1,000-pound life or whatever it was called.
Oh God, is she alive or dead?
She's alive, but literally, like you've never.
I might be starting a fatty Deadpool, fat people on YouTube that I don't think will make it to the end of the year. We should have a couple of gambling that way. On organic meat, Cheech, it's unnecessary. It's good. It's not bad, but it's unnecessary. People always say, like, oh, grass-fed meat's the best. It is. It tastes the best. It is the best for you. Do you need it? No. If you can't afford it and you can only afford a hamburger, eat what you can afford and live and eat healthy, and that's it. But healthy is not what they tell you it's healthy.
I don't know if I agree with you. Those grass-fed patties do not taste as good as the.
Oh, if you don't like them,
the
then
80-20 patties that they sell, that's like the
the
regular
higher
burger
fat's
patty.
always the better ones. Yeah, absolutely. A 70-30 burger of non grass fed is going to taste better than 90-10 grass fed all day.
Yeah.
That no fat stinks. You need the fat. What do you think of that idea about finding some fat? Like Nick Avocado, what year do you think he's going to drop?
It's a great question. I don't know.
He doesn't have a lot of time left.
Oh,
I have.
I
That's
think
heart attack.
a couple of years.
There's a heart attack
Listen.
brewing in that boy.
I like the game of how when's the date that I'm actually going to finally stick to the diet long enough to get to 90 days without having a problem. That would be better. I got to stop falling off. I feel like I got a lot of real negative influence around me for this.
Yeah, but you gotta speaking of carnivore, here's Jerry.
Hey, there he is. What's up, Jerry?
Candy
Hello,
Girl was
everyone.
new edition, I think.
Huh?
He says Candy Girl. Who was that? I think it was New Edition, wasn't it? That did Candy Girl?
Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
The other Bobby Brown.
That's correct. New edition.
Now, Jerry's been on carnivore for, I want to say a year and a half almost. A little shortly after me, maybe a year and 4 months.
Well, Dave, when do we start? December? Or you started in December?
I started November.
I started in December then.
Okay, so you're a month behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been good.
And the results, you could stand by them.
Yeah.
Cheech was asking, what do you think about eating all that grease?
Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm cooking now. I'll be right back.
All right. So the funny
Hey
thing
guys,
with
I'm going to head out.
All right, Krell.
Okay.
There
Good
we
seeing
go.
you. Good seeing you, chat.
The funny thing about Jerry, later, Krell. I'll talk to you.
Jerry.
I'll give you a buzz this weekend. You shut off your mic. Oh, he's gone. Thing about Jerry was we went out to eat and he was we were talking about my diet because I had literally just lost like 20 pounds from doing carnivore in 30 days. Like everything just fell off me. And Jerry was just like asking me questions about it, but he wasn't acting like he was interested. He was just acting like matter of factly, like, so what are you doing for a meal? That's cool. What are you doing for this? Like no interest, but just really asking me a lot of questions. So the next time I see him, he goes like, you want to grab a steak? I said, yeah, I'll meet you over there. So we go down to the Texas Roadhouse to get a steak. And first second I see him, I'm like, you motherfucker, you're doing the diet. He's like, yep, I did it like a week after I saw you. I was like, you didn't tell me or anything? He's like, nah, I just wanted to try it and see if I could do it. And he loved it.
That's awesome.
But he lost a ton of weight like right away.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I don't do any cardio anymore. I haven't done cardio since before I stopped doing cardio before carnivore, which is a year and a half ago, and I haven't done it since. Now, when my brother was here, we walked around the block, which was probably like half a mile. I mean, it's nothing. I could eat two just from I feel, but I don't do any cardio. I go in the gym, work out. I'm really into the Mike Menser way of working out. So like I'll go in chest and I'll go pick up dumbbells. I'll do a set of 80s, a set of 100s, a set of 120s. Then I'll do a quick set of flies and I walk out of the fucking gym. I'm done. That's my chest day. Back day, I'll do pull downs, I'll do shrugs, I'll do stiff arms, I'll do pull-ups, and then I'm out of there and I'm going tanning. It's really I'm in there 20 minutes. It's what's Al saying?
70-30 burger.
Nice.
Yeah. Rare.
Yeah.
Little bacon.
How much weight did you lose?
Well, I got down to 180 over the summer. So that was like whatever, 6-8 months in. I'm right around, I don't know, a little over 200 now. So I'd like to be back to 190. I haven't been walking as much as I have been. but I'm just eating once a day, and it's 4 eggs.
Where did you
Yeah,
start,
yeah.
though, was more of his question.
I'm sorry.
Where did you
Yeah, I mean, how
start?
much did you lose? I don't know where you started.
Oh, with carnivore, probably 50 pounds, and I did
Oh,
other
wow, that's
things.
good.
You know, I had a little heart issue 4 years ago.
Yep.
So I did the Mediterranean thing. I did a little bit of vegan thing for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of got stuck at 235 or whatever it was. And then Dave said the carnivore. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to try it. And, you know,
That's pretty good.
it worked. It clicked. And I
Yeah.
had great energy, and I still do. And, you know, burned a lot of body fat.
Yeah.
And definitely slimmer. And
Now, also, to be fair, you put on some weight again.
I did.
But you put on the weight when you kind of fell off the diet a little bit.
Not really, man. I still just eat. I'm eating
Jerry,
protein.
have you had a drink since the year and a half that we've been on?
Oh yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So
And I
I'm
probably
right.
had a
I know what
drink.
I'm talking about. Like you're not the strictest guy in the world. You were eating sweet
am not.
potatoes for a little while.
Yeah, but I haven't done.
And I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying, you know, with people who are
Disclosure.
watching, you're not going to drop down on 180 and go back over to 200 if you're not doing something that would merit it.
Honestly, I think I'm eating too many calories at this point and not exercising enough. But it's
Mhm.
okay. You know.
Yeah.
I'm like I tell you all the time. I'm living my life.
No,
And,
agreed. And still 200
yeah.
looks good on you. But my point is, I would disagree a little bit with that statement and more of tightening up certain things. Only because, look, I got down to 172. And
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you, 172, I was thin. I was super thin. But I also felt like I lost quite a bit of muscle. And now
Well-
I feel like I'm the same, but I'm 183. But I just feel like my body, the glycogen and all the muscle working stuff is building back up. And so now I still feel I'm still in a tiny waist, no fat, abs, but I feel like I am at more of like a muscular weight of 183. And so I feel like when you went down to 180, you also were probably going to bounce back up to 190, 192 naturally because your body puts back the muscle that you lose.
Yeah.
It's not so much that you lose it. What happens is your body hasn't produced glycogen the way it should. And because you're not eating any carbohydrates, your body relearns to do it. And it takes a little bit, and then it does, and you stop putting the weight back on. And you probably would have got back to 190, but you put on 10 pounds extra, in my opinion, because of the extracurricular, you know, the
Yeah,
sweet
which is
potatoes
awesome.
and stuff
I
like
had,
that.
You know, I drank Sunday. I had, you know, a big drink,
Yeah.
a couple shots with water, and, you know. But yeah,
I 100%. All I'm saying is I think your natural weight would be somewhere like around 192, 190. Pepperoni depends on the brand, and it just depends on how many carbs it has. If you find pepperoni that has like 0 carbs, you can eat it. If it has 1 carb, I would say eat a little of it. If it has 2 carbs, I wouldn't touch it.
well,
That's how I eat.
I agree. I read the labels and everything.
Everything. I
Yep.
try to go 0 carb on everything.
Me too. But it's not so easy, as you know.
But yeah, so I think for John, like John talks about how he struggles, and all I'm going to say is get yourself like those cheddar cheese, those. I know you do the cheddar crisps. You like those.
Yeah, they're all right. It's usually less to do with at home and more to do with going out, because like at every turn, because we're like a pretty active family, you know. I got the fucking kids that I got to take out somewhere. I got the wife I got to take out somewhere. I go out, you know, to a lunch meeting with work and this and that, and it's just like at every turn, people are pushing the shit in my face, and I'm like, good Lord, somebody save me, you know.
Cheech, gluten is a product of wheat, right? It's like a flour. There's gluten. I'm not
Yeah,
eating anything that has
it's a protein.
carbohydrates. So how the hell would I eat gluten? Gluten is no good because it's in food that's no good. Bread is not food.
Right. Now, are you eating during the day, Mr. Bingham?
Who?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, knock that shit off.
No, I'm not going to do that. And I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
I was killing it on the carnivore diet until I started doing this OMAD thing. And I was fucking starving constantly.
I don't recommend
then
OMAD to somebody who struggles with it.
Well, yeah, because that's what RL had said too, but it was just too late. It was like, man,
Yeah, no, I
thought I was smooth sailing until I started doing OMAD. Then I couldn't do it.
In fact, when I started carnivore, I would do eggs and bacon in the morning at 11 in the morning. And then I would do my regular meal at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And those were the 2 times I was eating when I first started carnivore for 30 days and lost the most amount of weight. So
Well, yeah,
that being,
yeah, I mean, I can definitely turn it into like a 2-a-day thing.
yeah.
But yeah, the 1-a-day thing, just I don't know.
But like
It
I
didn't
say,
work.
the heavy cream with the orange soda, the diet orange soda, after a meal, it puts you into a fucking coma. But what it really does is it satiates you for the rest of the day. You won't be eating. And that's what you have to kind of do. And also, I like eat pork rinds, smother it with cream cheese. Put some cream cheese in the microwave and dip that pork rind in there. Those are great. There's so many great snacks you can do that there's no reason to go outside of the diet.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm just,
You
I'm
can eat
eating once
before
a day.
bed. It doesn't matter.
I've been
I mean, the
doing
only thing
all
that-
for a while.
The only thing with eating before bed that matters is your body is digesting food. And then when you go lay down, it can give you a little heartburn, potentially. But no, when you're on carnivore, like I don't believe the calories matter. I don't care about calories. Your body just uses the nutrients that it needs. And whatever you don't need, you go to the bathroom. And you don't go to the bathroom that much, and your shits don't stink. You're barely fart, and your farts don't stink. You don't get BO. It's a different world. It's something like, I'm telling you, I could not watch Game of Thrones. And people would say to me, how come you can't watch Game of Thrones? I'm like, these people are supposed to be having sex, and they probably stink like a couple of fucking buffaloes after a fresh shit. Who the hell's getting wood? It's like, is that your vagina? Or did a cow just take a fucking dump on my head? So, guys, I wish I was joking. I literally couldn't watch shows like that when I'm sitting there watching this guy out there and he's in like, it's snowing. He's got the animal pelt on. He's just did a kill. He's going to go back and make love to his wife. And I'm like, when was the last time that guy got a decent wipe? That's all I'm thinking. What are they doing? Picking up sheep and just fucking rubbing them against their... Like, what is going on? How is anyone getting a proper clean? And the place must stink like the Bronx Zoo. Honey, I just made us a turkey leg. That's great. Why does it smell like I'm in the elephant fucking cage? Oh, because I took a shit right before you got here and something crawled out of my ass that smells like... But honestly, now that I've done carnivore, I realize this is why the cavemen procreated. You don't smell anything. Nothing stinks. Your body's not producing these toxic smells because your body's eating food that it can break down.
Right.
And it's amazing. And it's like, well, you walk into a cave. Is that fresh deer I smell? Because clearly I'm not smelling your fucking ass that's been eating fucking tomato sauce all day. That smells like a fucking rhinoceros ass.
How do you know a rhinoceros's ass smells terrible?
I don't, but I assumed it did because in Coming to America, that's what Arsenio said.
Oh, fair enough.
Something about a rhinoceros's ass.
That's so funny.
But yeah, no, I'm telling you, I couldn't watch those shows. But now I get it. I'm like, you know what? They weren't eating the fucking plants we were eating. And the other thing is, I was watching this
Plus,
woman.
one of
she's a-
them secretly is a dragon. So, those
I
shows
didn't
are-
even watch the show.
those
I have no
shows are-
idea about anything about
They're
it.
so fucking stupid.
So there was a woman, and she was talking about why vegetables are so terrible for you. And she's like, back when people first started eating vegetables, they used to ferment them. You couldn't just eat vegetables; they were toxic, and so they would ferment them. And they stopped doing that. And she's like when people drink black tea, the tea is black because those leaves are fermented, which takes a lot of the oxalates out of there and a lot of the toxins out of the tea, and actually makes it have some healing abilities and has benefits. She's like, the Asians knew this fucking thousands of years ago. Today, people are like, oh no, the green tea is better. No, it's not. It's far worse. Because now you're removing the fermenting process. You're serving just the leaves as they are green, which is the most toxic form of that leaf. It was a great interview with this woman.
You know what's entertaining about that is how many years have we been hearing that green tea is full of what do they call it? Antioxidants
It's
and all that
bullshit.
sort of stuff. They love throwing out the term antioxidants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's the amazing thing. All those things have antioxidants. You can find anything in the world that you eat is going to have antioxidants. The problem is, can you digest them and can you absorb them? And the answer with plants is no, you cannot. In fact, the plant will prevent you getting any of those antioxidants that is in meat. But if you eat the meat alone, you'll get all the benefits and all the vitamins, and you don't need the plants. They're full of shit. Again, if they weren't, people wouldn't be getting sicker. And then people will tell you there's so much misinformation about, like, well, people in the 1800s didn't live that old. Yeah, they did. They lived just as old as they are today. In fact, the average male back then lived to 73 or 75, and a woman 73. One of the two. It's like a year off from today. And they're like, well, welcome the numbers. Yeah, because people were dying of infectious diseases before the age of 5. And it's just such misguided information. It's like, yeah, if you want to talk about a time when people were dying from infectious diseases, and then people say to me, oh, I talked to a kid in my gym. I was telling him what I eat. He goes, well, my family has heart disease and it runs in my family. I said, it didn't run in your family before 1912. Nobody had it then.
Right.
Atherosclerosis did not exist. So how the fuck can you tell me that it runs in your family? It's only run in your family in the last 80 years, 90 years. The world is a stupid place. And when you figure it out, you'll figure it out. Otherwise, just keep listening to what people try to tell you because it's fucking stupid. And it doesn't make sense. And I'll say it again. You could sit there and you can talk about tobacco. If I tell you that 60% of in 1960, 42% of the population smoked. They smoked indoors. The cigarettes were worse quality. There were more chemicals in the cigarettes, and people died at a rate of 23 in 100,000 got lung cancer. Today, 11% smoke. They have to smoke outside like lepers away from everybody else. No one's getting secondhand smoke. And lung cancer is 40 in 100,000. So the cause of what causes lung cancer goes down 75%. The disease goes up 75%, and nobody questions it. Emphysema, which is now called COPD, is up like 100%. Nobody's questioning why that's going up. It's insane. And people will sit there and say, well, cigarettes are bad. I don't think cigarettes are good. And I'm sure they can exacerbate a situation that you're developing, but it's not causing. It can be not a great antagonist. It's like, listen, if you're eating sugar, it's not great. It does a lot of damage to you.
Ooh.
But it's not doing the damage that these seed oils are doing. That's the poison. But it's exacerbating what the poison is doing.
I have another good game for you. According
Go
to
ahead.
Medical News Today, what is the third leading cause of death in the United States?
Tobacco.
COPD.
Right. Third leading cause of death, COPD. Now look up what was it in 1960 when 42% of the population smoked? Because right now 11%. I'm not saying either one is healthy. What I'm saying is they're not causing shit. But when you say they're not healthy, in the same breath, you're saying you're going to eat unsaturated fats. Well, one is killing you, and the other one you don't like. But you're saying it's not healthy, but you can't tell me what it causes. You can't say definitively it causes this or it caused that because you can't.
Yeah.
But it does take out stress, and stress is unhealthier than cigars.
All right. I'll let you guys finish up. I gotta go.
Oh, what was the last thing you were going to say?
I was going to say...
Oh, what was COP? What was emphysema? Because they call it emphysema back in the 60s. What was where was that on the list of killers?
It wasn't a whole list. It was just, I just saw the headline and I was like, oh, I'll frame that as a question.
Right. Yeah, but you
So
see what
that's
I'm
all I
saying, though. COPD, third biggest killer, with 11% now smoking. Back in the 60s, it wasn't nearly that high, and there was 42% of the population smoking. So, again, even though I say cigarettes because it's going into the lungs, if you're off of cigarettes for like 3 years, your lungs are completely fresh and new, and you don't have any sign of it. And then 10 years later, if you get lung cancer because you're eating fucking seed oils, they're going to say, were you ever a smoker? That's what did it. Oh, really? Never mind the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, I'm looking for statistics. Heart disease statistics.
It's awful. It's gone way, way up. Especially since the 90s when they changed all the oil in every fucking fryolator to seed oils. Now, there is an app on your phone you can get. It will tell you what restaurants actually use fat in their fryolators. They use lard or beef tallow. And I know Buffalo Wild Wings is one of them that uses beef tallow in their fryolators. So, Jerry, if you wanted to get fried wings, you could just get the fried plain wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. There's no oil.
All right.
All right,
Anyway,
John.
Good.
I got
want
to
to keep you.
I will see.
All right,
you.
very good.
See you, John.
All righty. Anyways, that's really all I wanted to say.
Yep.
Yeah. But my point, Cheech, was saying cigars aren't healthy is to be like, well, why? Because you say there's smoke, but you're only putting it in your mouth. Is mouth cancer higher in cigar smokers? Or is mouth cancer higher today than it was in 1960 when 42% smoked? If it was higher in 1960, then I would say, wow, there's a complete correlation. Forget about causation. I would say correlation, which is like we still haven't proved dick yet, but we do see that there's a line that we could draw a conclusion. But when you sit there and say in 1960 the disease is down here, and in 2021 that even though the use is down, now the disease is up. Well, I can tell you that's not causing the disease, and you're wrong. And like I said, there's been studies in the New England Journal of Medicine that has shown cigars greatly reduces stress. And stress is considered the number one killer. So I would tend to say, I wouldn't call it unhealthy. I wouldn't say it's neither healthy nor unhealthy since I don't know. And clearly you don't know. But I understand you saying, well, yeah, your uncle, for example. So then, but Cheech, come on. Could you have a brain? How many people who don't smoke get tongue cancer or mouth cancer? I know 3 people that died of lung cancer. None of them smoked.
Yeah.
If you said to me you knew somebody who smoked cigarettes and they got lung cancer, that's your proof. I'm going to be like, you know who else gets lung cancer? Everybody. That's like saying cops like donuts. Yeah, you know who else likes donuts? The fucking world. Every fat ass out there likes donuts.
Oh, God.
You know, police really like donuts. Oh, really? Well, then I should have been a cop. I could fucking do Krispy Kreme 2 at a time in each hand.
When's the last time you had a donut, Dave? Come on.
I would never. You know what? It doesn't even interest me. Anything with sugar, anything with if it's not meat, it honestly it doesn't even interest me. I don't care.
Yeah, isn't that
I'm never
amazing
going
how-
back to that way of living.
Well, you were partially obsessed with pizza a couple of years ago, and
Yeah,
just
I'll never eat it again. Don't
I
care.
haven't had it in a long time.
I don't even care. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't crave it. Like if I'm hungry, I'm like, oh, I want a steak. I want bacon.
Yeah,
And I've been eating steak and bacon every day, and I still look forward to eating it.
exactly.
But the thing is how do you feel? And I feel fantastic.
yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
feel
me too.
like I'm 20 years old. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's
I
like
do.
everything
do.
about it is just, and everything is just incredible. I mean,
Yeah, I do.
does sugar bother your? But David kills mine. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat sugar. Gut. I don't. Well, it should bother everybody's gut, but I don't eat it. I haven't had it in a year and a half. Actually, I haven't had sugar in 2.5 years. I stopped sugar when I started my real diet, and then I went to carnivore a year and a half after a year and a half. So it's 3 years no sugar.
Wow.
So, yeah, I don't care. I'll never eat sugar again. I'll never eat. I'll tell you what's worse than sugar is fruit. Fructose is worse than glucose. I eat stevia. Yeah, that's not sugar. That's sugar alcohol or a sugar substitute. That's not sugar. Doesn't have any glycemic effect on your body. And I don't eat a lot of it. I would put maybe one or two packets in my coffee.
Do you still do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
see,
sometimes drink it black. It just depends on what I'm feeling.
I do the salt in the coffee, and I find it to be
Yeah. I like stevia. I have no issues with it. And, it's so funny because people will be like, doctors, they find that it tricks your brain. Oh, it does? Really? Your brain's a fucking thinking moron like you? No, it's not. Let me show you. And you can watch every guy on fucking YouTube who has a glucose meter I saw a guy take 50 grams of stevia in a glass of water, which would be fucking disgusting. It would be almost like mud. And he drank it. And then he checked his blood. And he checked his blood 30 minutes, an hour, and 2 hours. Nothing. It
Right.
didn't do a fucking thing. And he's like, it doesn't trick your brain. People are full of shit. Your brain knows what sugar is and what it isn't. It's not a thinking like, is that sugar? Because it's sweet. It's like, what are you, a moron? Your blood knows when sugar is in your blood, actual glucose, your body will try to get rid of it. That's when your body secretes insulin. That's when it stores it away as fat. If you don't secrete insulin, you cannot store fat. You will lose fat. That's the whole thing that convinced me about carnivore was the
Right.
doctor who proved that it doesn't matter how many calories you eat. If you don't eat to get an insulin response, you cannot put on weight. You will only lose weight, regardless of your calorie intake. And so I tried it, and it worked. I went from 2,000 calories to 4,000 calories and lost 20 pounds in 30 days on 4,000 calories. That's nuts.
What would you have to eat to get an insulin response on the carnivore
Anything
diet?
with sugar, any carbohydrate
So
there
if you're
is,
devoid of sugar and you're just eating
can't.
3,000
have it.
calories of, beef,
Protein will
cheese,
give you a mild response, but not enough to cause anything. So if you, I love swimming, but I haven't, I have a pool at my gym. I even found out about it the other day. I was like, because I love to swim, but I haven't swum in a long time. Swam in a long time. But yeah, so, so if you're eating just, like if you eat sweet potatoes, that's all carbs. If you eat steak, butter, eggs, no carbs, no insulin response, you'll lose weight. You can't put on weight. Your body, if your body's not producing insulin, there's nothing to store the fat. And that's what happens. Like, and people don't realize if you're 6,000 pounds, 600 pounds, you weigh 600 pounds, You have to keep eating to maintain that. And you don't even have to keep eating. All you have to do is drink like a 2-liter bottle of Coke. That will spike your insulin and just throw everything that's in your blood right back into your fat. But if you don't, your body will eventually just keep losing weight because you're not storing new weight. And you burning. That's why that fat doctor was like, when the girl's like, I'm starving to death. He's like, you could not eat for 4 years. Your body has plenty of fat to feed on.
Right.
You want cholesterol. You want a lot of cholesterol. High cholesterol is what you want. Anything below 220 is dangerous. You want high cholesterol. Around anywhere between 300 and 400, you're doing all right. Anyone that tells you differently doesn't know what they're talking about. These doctors will sit there and tell you, oh, your cholesterol. It's not your cholesterol that's the problem. It's your CAC score, what you have in your arteries, that's a problem. And then you have other issues about if you have LDL, but you have to go into the LDL. But as far as cholesterol goes, if you got 300 cholesterol, you probably don't get colds. You don't get depressed. If you have low cholesterol, like under 220, you'll get depressed. You'll get anxiety. Not good for you. They tell you that it's, for your heart health. Bullshit. Cholesterol is what produces testosterone. It handles all your white blood cells. It fights disease. You want it. But they can't sell you a statin if they don't tell you that it's bad. So they tell you it's bad. You know who should take a statin? If you had a heart episode and you need to get rid of inflammation, you should take a statin. Supplementation. I don't believe in supplements. I don't believe that supplements work. Let's put it that way. I believe if you're taking vitamin C, your body's just pissing it out. You're not absorbing shit. You want to absorb vitamin C? Eat a lot of fat. Saturated fat. That's where you get your vitamins. That's my opinion, folks. I'll just say I'm the living proof. I've gotten my blood test when I was taking vitamins. I got my blood test when I stopped taking vitamins. The numbers didn't change. It didn't move. And I went from taking about fucking $400 to $600 of supplements in a few months period to $0 in supplements and finding out that I'm the same. Just by eating high fat.
Yep.
Anyways, that's enough about that, folks. Cheech, good to see you as always. Bingham, thanks for being here. Krellbob, thanks for being here. Johnny Kramer, good to see you as well. Mikey and all you other guys. I'm trying to have to scroll up. Hannah Baum. Everyone that was here tonight, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We know you could spend your time watching other shows, and you chose to watch us. One more thing. This was an interview I did with Jerry when he first started Carnivore.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
That's a great one.
Hey,
Jerry, wake up. Jerry, wake up. Jerry, wake up. There you are, sleeping away. All righty. All right. Thanks a lot, Jerry. Great seeing you as always.
Thank you. I think I'm going to be going up the street tomorrow to AMVETS.
I was just going to ask you that. I'm trying to debate because I wanted to go see. I was thinking about going to the Randolph movie theater and seeing Boy Kills World.
Yeah, you can do that Friday night, can't you?
I could, although.
I'm just saying the jam only happens once a week, so.
Yeah, I know, but I've gone to the other gym. Maybe I'll go.
How was Sunday?
Sunday was cool. I mean, I went up there to play with Kim. We did If I Had a Boat. Kim, the drummer for Michelle's band.
Oh, yeah.
I'm blanking on his last name at the moment.
Dunning.
Kim Dunning, exactly.
Yeah,
so
great.
we went and we did If I Had a Boat, and then they called me back up to do we did Rock Me Baby, and we did Miss You by the Stones, and I did that with Chuck Edgerly.
Okay, cool.
We had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, was Queenie there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting out.
Yeah. He wanted. He's the one who called me to go. He's the one that wanted to go.
Right. He told me he played golf the other day, so that was
Oh, he
encouraging.
did.
That's what he said.
Good
Yeah,
for
he did
him.
like 9 holes and
Yeah, I mean, he's complaining about everything, you know, with the
always, but
cancer,
at least he's
you know, but with the
doing
cancer and
more.
everything, he's like, you think I'm gonna? He messages me like every other day. Do you think I'll live for 5 years? I said, as long as you're a pain in my ass, you're never gonna die.
Yeah.
Fucking drive me nuts.
Yeah. He means
I told
well.
his doctor that.
Yeah. He'll
I
live
said to
forever.
his, because he said if the doctor said if he never did anything, he probably would have lived 5 years otherwise. But now that he's taken, they go like, who knows? And I said, well, I mean, he's trying to sell a lot of his guitars and stuff.
Well, he, you know.
Yeah.
How many guitars did he have? Jesus Christ. He had
I
a
mean,
lot.
he had a closet full. He had a Les Paul closet that had like 20 Les Pauls. I had his callings here for the longest time. He dropped it off at my house and said, I don't want your guitar. He goes, play for a while. Let me know what you think. It was here for like fucking 8 months.
Yeah. I've been to the house, man. There's still a ton of shit over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
All righty. All right, let's roll. Let's get out of here.
See you guys.
Hold on. Al Pacino. What does Al Pacino want to say?
Fuck you, Dave.
He's got prostate cancer, Cheech. Our buddy. Hold on. What Al Pacino just told me to fuck off?
I don't give a flying fuck into a rolling donut about what Al Pacino thinks.
That's awesome. Also, you weren't here for this, but I showed this clip tonight.
You've come
Look
a
how
long
fat.
way, baby.
Is that unbelievable?
It is.
That's around 265 pounds.
Wow.
Today I'm 183. Between like 180, 183.
I know my fat pictures come up all the time on Facebook, and I just, Fat Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can
What
never
can you do?
forget. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just funny because like when people see me in person, they're just blown away by like how small my waist is. You know what I mean? They're always like,
good.
dude, what size is your waist? I'm like, these are a 31. Because it's jarring. I haven't been this slim since like before 7th grade.
Yeah.
No, high school I was a 32. It might be 7th grade for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Feels awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep it
Well,
up.
good
You're
luck on yours
inspirational.
as well. We'll get you back down to 190.
Yeah, I just got to fucking do the road work and, yeah, I'm sure stress has a lot to do with it. And
Yeah. You need your sleep and you got to
excess
take in
living.
a lot of
Oh, I
salt.
know. I was at rehearsal today. I'm just, fucking
Sleep
running
and
around.
salt is the trick.
Yeah, I got the
Sleep.
salt.
Salt and fat. Stop bumping your fat.
Yeah, well, I got plenty of that, believe me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's
what
what
was it?
Queenie
Did
said
you
to
have
me
any fat on the burger?
Pardon me?
Cheese on the burger?
Yeah.
All right, very good.
It's the 6 things, and I haven't deviated from that.
Yeah.
But,
All right.
But since I stopped doing the road work, my weight went up.
Right.
So that's me.
And I've noticed people in Randolph was saying, we haven't seen this homeless looking guy roaming around.
Yeah.
Remember the time you saw me in RL outside on Main Street?
Yeah, in
And
front
you're
of the
walking
ice
towards us.
cream
RL's like, do you know this guy? I go, what guy? I turn around, I'm like, who, homeless Jerry?
Yeah, it's homeless Jerry.
It's fucking gold.
Howard Hughes of Randolph.
Fucking hilarious.
Well,
I was thinking more like what's his name? Vincent Gigante.
Oh yeah. What, Vinny the Chins or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck
the
it-
chin. Yeah, he used to
The
walk
Chin.
around New York in a bathrobe.
in his bathrobe, yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to fool
hilarious.
everybody.
Awesome.
Someday. I got a nice bathrobe. I could do that.
Yeah, you got to walk around with that in the slippers and a pipe. That'd be awesome. That would be a walk I would go out and film.
You're obsessed with the pipe.
Jerry's walking around with a pipe. What are you, like Hugh Hefner? Bathrobe, slippers, just walking up and down North Main Street.
Fucking my prescription's paid up. Let's go, Dolly.
Oh, it'd be fucking great. Yeah, I bet you the cops would stop you a few times.
It's like, I got an ID. I got a right to be here.
That's right. I'm walking here. All right,
Yeah,
very good,
yeah.
Jerry. Thanks, everyone. Very good.